Hokage Hatake Glory, Chapter 181-200. Text Chapter 181_Random Life does not need excuses. Facts have proved that the great Mitarashi Anko is invincible. After knocking 5 generations of Mizukage silly with a stick, this carefree woman almost broke her stomach with laughter, and slapped the water with both hands frantically, splashing everywhere. Stupid, fight with the old lady and see if the old lady can't kill you. Heaven, how many stars are there in the sky? You can ask such a shameless question. Terumi May held her back in a huff for a long time, then suddenly she straightened up with a smile. The hazy mist couldn't hide her proud figure. She didn't say anything, she stood half head tall when she stood beside Anko. Anko, who was laughing wildly, was silent. Chest. Although I really don't want to admit it, I have to say that Terumi May's figure is indeed better than hers. You see, you can't. With 2 pairs of talking eyes facing each other, Anko, who was screaming with electric sparks, snorted, "Don't be complacent, there are many people in here who are better than you. Are you bigger than your chest, Master Tsunade?" Everyone turned their attention to Senju Tsunade, perfect Spike D. Do you have a tamari longer than your legs? Everyone turned their attention to Princess Sunagakure, whose straight legs were enviable even if they were submerged in water. Better than Slimfoot, do you have a Hinata? Everyone's eyes turned again, and the little secretary hurriedly shrank his feet in shame. In 3 consecutive comparisons, Terumi May was completely defeated, but she deserves to be a woman who can become a Mizukage, and immediately woke up and countered, I can't compare to them, but I'm better than you, how can you compare to me? I'm darker than you. Compare. Terumi May was dumbfounded when a thunder struck her forehead. Mitarashi Anko went to Kaiwan Izumi and walked to Liamong. Stinky boy, do you dislike me? How can it be, I like it in no hurry. Do you hear me? I am. To foul language, Terumi May walked gloomily to Tsunade's side. The misty water vapor was obscured and unclear, and she couldn't see anything at a distance of 4 or 5 meters. Liamong smacked his lips in disappointment, stretched out his hand, and touched Anko's thigh. The tender meat soaked in the warm Izumi water felt strangely smooth in his hand. Stinky boy. They can't see it. Liamong bit his earlobe lightly and licked it. He wrapped Anko in one hand and Tamari in the other. The little secretary lay shyly in his arms, and there was something bad under his butt that was hardening. The warm Izumi water seems to be hotter, and the mouth is dry and astringent. Fire, the hidden village of Konoha. Asuma's death casts an air of sadness on the village. Standing in front of the office window, Jiraiya looked at Hokage Rock, the statue of the 3-generation-old man in sight. I am sorry. The lecherous immortal closed her eyes in remorse after spitting out the 3 words that had been held in her heart. Shikamaru. Choji. Ino. The 3 companions of the 10th class gathered together, and the cloudy sky seemed to collapse. What are we going to do? Ino lowered his head, the uncontrollable tears blurring his eyes again. Shikamaru didn't speak. Choji raised his arms sadly. The sparse raindrops fell from the sky bit by bit, and a hawk call caused the thunder. Jiraiya, this news is important. I know, but if we don't do this, it's going to start a war. It's impossible. Homura Mitokado turned to Kaharu Utatane. Old woman slapped her face, and her face was full of folds. The situation in the village is not as good as before. The new generation has not yet grown. The Mesozoic has been damaged too much, and the previous Chunin exam incident, we must take strong measures. Let other countries extinguish the turmoil. It is imperative to capture the 3 tails. What about the water country? Jiraiya sighed. He knew exactly what the 2 old guys were fighting. This is standard orthodoxy, killing 3 birds with 1 stone. First of all, as they said, successfully capturing the 3 tails will make other countries put out the turmoil. 2. Konoha will therefore have an important combat power to deter the quartet. 3. The newly arrested Jinchuriki column will definitely be held by these 2 old guys in order to maintain their balance. Naruto is not in the same mind with them now, and these two old guys need to regain control of their power. Don't you agree? That is impossible. Although she knew in her heart that doing so could lead to troublesome results, for the sake of the village, Jiraiya had to nod her head in agreement. Do you have a candidate for this matter? You're Hokage, we're just consultants. Homura Mitokado said it so beautifully that the beautiful Jiraiya wanted to throw up the table and beat him to death. Two old bastards, they got cheap and sold well, so they are not things. Bang. Lord Hokage. What's the matter? Number 10, the 10th class is dispatched. What? Who sent them out? No one, they don't have a warrant. Asshole. Jiraiya, look at what the juniors in the village have made you look like, let's go on like this. You two shut up, I don't need you to worry about my affairs. You. The one who reported the letter, we'll leave immediately. Without a warrant to leave the village without permission, he would be sentenced to escape, and Jiraiya didn't want to give the two old guys an excuse to attack his subordinates. The 10th class is a new generation of Ino Shikacho, Nara, Yamanaka, Akamichi. The three families have always been hardcore Hokage supporters, and no problem can arise. All the way to the door, Jiraiya found the 10th class that was bet on. What do you want to do? Lord Hokage, the 5th generation, we are carrying out the previous mission. Since Shikamaru has made a decision, he will naturally not leave behind. There are still 18 teams searching outside, and we will form a new team to continue the pursuit. I understand that you want to avenge Asuma, but you shouldn't die in vain. Jiraiya sternly turned her face. Ninja is a high-risk profession, and no one can guarantee that they will survive until tomorrow. Look carefully, a new captain will be chosen for you, and then. We can't wait and we don't need a new captain, Asuma is with us. Shikamaru, this is not like you. Lord Hokage, there's nothing like it. I just suddenly understood what the boss said, that people are more reckless, and now we want to avenge the teacher. Please. The 4th update, the cloud is working hard, brothers and sisters work together, and there are updates. Text Chapter-182 the dead rat who got out of the ground. Do you have any plans? We are not idiots. Interesting academy. Seeing that Jiraiya was persuaded, Shikamaru took down the cigarette in his mouth. We won't do anything that is free to die. We already have our own plans for those two people. But there are only 3 of you. The standard for a ninja squad is 4, and I won't allow you to take such a risk. Then add me. Kakashi. You can't stop it anyway, so let me watch over them. Naruto's place. Jiraiya raised her eyebrows slightly. I can't help him anymore. Kakashi scratched Silver's hair mockingly. Jiraiya was silent for a moment, nodding in agreement. Seeing the 10th shift with Kakashi, Kaharu Udatane Homura Mitokado darkened his face. You sent Kakashi out, what about Mitsuha? Apart from their squad, the rest can be transferred back. You have so much confidence in them. Homura Mitokado glanced outside the village. Jiraiya shook his head. It's not a question of confidence, it's trust, and I'll let Naruto support them. Who are you going to send in Sanway? The 8th shift and Guy's squad. Jiraiya turned her head and stared at the 2 old guys. Don't think I don't know where Danzo is. If you dare to do anything with him, don't blame me. Little Jiraiya. That guy is Konoha's sinner. For Daimyo's sake, I won't move him now, but that doesn't mean I'll let him go. You already know. Homura Mitokado Kaharu Udatane looked at each other, wondering where Jiraiya got the news about such a secret thing. Don't make me a fool. Going out alone for so many years, the lecherous immortal of course has his own intelligence system. You know what that guy has done to the village, not to mention Sharingan. Baidu interesting academy if you get it. Don't worry, we're not old enough to be confused, and the daimyo also has his own considerations. You can do it for yourself. Glancing deeply at the 2 old guys, Jiraiya turned and walked towards the office. Bullshit consideration, not for balance. Shimura Danzo had news just after the fire temple was destroyed. If the daimyo wants to balance the power, let him do it. Tien Jiguo, Otogaker, and Orochimaru looked at the information in their hands and showed a gloomy smile. What kind of mouse dares to burrow out? Danzo dares to stand up. He is really not afraid of death. Master Orochimaru is interested in him. I'm too lazy to take care of his business. Naturally, someone will take care of him. We should find a way to get Sanwei now. Akatsuki's side, Kabuto pushed his glasses worriedly, feeling very uneasy. Are you afraid? There is nothing to be afraid of when the adults are there. Hehe, you have to be confident in yourself, and those who don't have self-confidence become strong. Thinking of the losses he suffered at the beginning, Orochimaru felt angry. Isn't Akatsuki trying to catch a tailed beast? I'll kill one for you, let's see how you deal with it. Send Yuhirin out, it's time for them to act. Yes, Lord Orochimaru. Tien Jiguo, West Post, the woman in green clothes and blue hair crushed the crystal flowers. What are you doing here? Orochimaru-sama ordered you to go and capture the three tails. You can get out. Yuhi Lien rolled her eyes at Kabuto coldly, the killing intent in her eyes undisguised. Yakushi Kabuto smiled weirdly, turned and walked away. Looking at the back of him leaving, the corners of Yuhi Lien's lips overflowed with fresh Yuhi. Orochimaru-sama remembering me again. This is really exciting and bad news. Come on, I want to choose my subordinates. The crazy East Outpost, a slaughter started silently, and Yuhi Lien suppressed everything with her iron fist. Master Orochimaru has an order, you follow me to carry out the task, and those who disobey will die. We fought her to kill this stinky bitch. I've had enough. Kill her. Let's go together. Crystal Escape Hexagonal Shuriken Ranbu. Give me death you rebels. Yin Yuhi's snowflake-shaped shuriken threw out in rapid succession. Yuhi Lien frowned angrily. Resist, you losers dare to resist, who gave you the courage to resist? Die, die. Emerald Knife. Crystal Escape, the technique of Yushendu. Yuhi-colored wrist blades borne beside the two arms slammed hard on the ground, and the crystals that broke through the ground pierced into the crowd. They turned into all kinds of monsters and stayed in place one by one, gradually assimilating from the injured part. In a short time, they turned into human-shaped crystals one by one, smashed into pieces, and the stars were magnificent and extraordinary. Beautiful and horrific results of death, ruthless and insane deprivation of life. Before Yuhirin's iron fist, the remaining monsters surrendered. Miss Yuhi Lien. The rest come with me, of course, you can choose to resist. Gudong swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva. With the previous lessons, how could anyone dare to say nothing? Among the crowd, a muddy man walked silently behind him and stood still. The rest looked at each other, and another person came out. I don't want to die, you are strong, I will listen to you. HMPH, since you don't want to die, just follow me. Picking out her subordinates and flipping open the map, Yuhi Lien returned to her residence with a cold face, stayed at the door for a long time, and opened the door tremblingly. Yukimaru, I have a mission. Sister Yuhi Lien, what are we going to do? The boy with purple eyes, long brown hair, and a gray waistcoat ran to the door. Yuhi Lien gently rubbed Yukimaru's hair, hugged him and walked out the door. At the same time, another teenager is about to leave. Naruto, you're an idiot. Shut up, Toad. If you dare to call me that again, I'll kill you. Toad Demon, you can try. The fox face stinked at Toad power. Uzumaki Naruto hated this guy who was neither male nor female. Ah, how can there be such a disgusting species in the world? Look at its Yuhi lips, and look at the bow tied behind its back. I bought a watch last year. In the past, I have only heard of human beings, such as human beings. Now I know that there are men who are neither male nor female in toads. Singer. The lecherous fairy. Surprised, he turned around and found that Jiraiya's Uzumaki Naruto burst into tears. I beg you, lecherous immortal, hurry up and change me a toad, I don't want to learn from this monster. I am a man who wants to become a Hokage, how can I practice with this kind of pervert? You can change it for me, change another one, okay. Please, give me a toad, this pervert is disgusting. Look at his mouth, look at his face, he's a shemale among toads, a toad among shemales. Okay, you're back, what are you running for? Uzumaki Naruto, give me death. This should be the 5th chapter. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. Text chapter 183 _ the arrangement of the hands will be moldy ons. Master Jiraiya, are toads so violent? No, this is only different from others. Baidu Interesting Academy. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I forgot. How could you forget such an important thing? All of a sudden, Uzumaki Naruto slashed Jiraiya's heart with a knife. The lecherous immortal with a face full of toad marks was embarrassed twice, and was also very embarrassed. But he immediately reacted, I'm embarrassed for something, it's not all caused by you stinky brat, if you don't say that Toadly is a shemale pervert, will he get mad? Bastard, it's obviously your fault. It's yours. Jiraiya punched, Uzumaki Naruto kicked, the old and the young were fighting together, the horse and Zhang Fei rolled on the ground, you punched me, 0-0, I kicked you, bit Kiba and gnashed his beard, I stared, and after a long time, I was wheezing and panting. I'll give you a task. Don't do it. Naruto frowned. Jiraiya fires up, must do it. Must not do it. Naruto, don't force me. What am I forcing you? Uzumaki Naruto was not at all afraid of Jiraiya's threat, if you dare to force me, I will shake all your things out when I look back. Why do I just want to knock you to death? Secretly holding back the fire and laughing on the surface, Jiraiya coughed twice and told Shikamaru and the others. A gust of cold wind blew, and Uzumaki Naruto froze in place. Asuma-sensei died. When did it happen? 2 days ago. Interesting Academy debuts. Jiraiya closed her eyes. Naruto froze, turned his head towards the door for a long time. What are you doing? Pack up and help. Aren't you going to go? There are things that men have to do. Naruto paused, I am the future Lord Hokage. This stinky boy, don't worry too much, Tianzang will accompany you there. I see. Silently staring at the figure of Naruto running away, Jiraiya turned to the back mountain and stood outside a forest cabin. In the door that was pushed open, a pair of men and women quietly stopped. What is Lord Jiraiya doing here? We are no longer ninjas. Come and see, and go right away. Coughing and covering the corners of his mouth, the man with congenital disease sat down beside the rattan chair, and the woman who supported him looked very bad. Jiraiya looked a little hairy by the woman. It is not a traitor or a thief to be courteous for nothing. We are no longer villagers. I hope the adults will not disturb us. Danzo appeared. What do you mean? The woman was very annoyed. The man sitting on the rattan chair was silent, and the hand on his thigh couldn't stop shaking. I hope you can help me investigate him. No need to approach, just ask for information. Jiraiya pleaded in a consultative tone. The woman glared. You go, we just want to live a peaceful life. Wait. Hayate Yugao, I'm sorry, my father's revenge must be avenged. He slowly got up and walked back into the house. Moonlight Hayate took out the sealed ninja sword from the dark cabinet by the bedside, placed it with the ninja sword, and 2 Konoha forehead guards. This thing is not needed. Lord Jiraiya, we are not villagers, this time it can only be regarded as a private entrustment, and Yugao and I do not take any responsibility. Be careful. Jiraiya bowed apologetically to the woman, I'm sorry. Does it make sense to apologize? It's not like you don't know about Hayate's body. Azuki Yugao tilted his head, a little bit of tears spilling out of the corner of his eyes. Jiraiya sighed and returned to the office with endless guilt, where Kurenai Yuhi Guy, who had been waiting in the room early, was chatting. Seeing Jiraiya entering the house, the two immediately stopped talking. S-level mission, capture the 3 tails. When 2 strikes pierced the forehead. Although he knew that there would be a difficult task, Kurenai Yuhi Guy never thought that it would be so difficult. Jiraiya-sama, our manpower. I will transfer the SEAL class from Anbu. The task of your two teams is to prevent others from making trouble while Anbu captures the three tails. We understand. Kurenai Yuhi Might Guy looked at each other and bowed to take the order. Folded his hands, leaned forward. Be careful. If you can't, retreat immediately. If you encounter Akatsuki, you should give up the mission. Jiraiya-sama. Don't be impulsive. The village can't afford to lose manpower now. The Asuma incident must never happen again. I can't let you exchange your life for intelligence, understand? The suddenly aggravated tone hit his heart, and Might Guy Kurenai Yuhi clenched his fists. We got it. Then go and gather your subordinates. Yuhi and Kurama Yakumo will join your squad for this mission. Master Jiraiya, that child. Her problem has been solved. You don't have to worry. Jiraiya waved her hand gloomily. Kurenai Yuhi Might Guy opened the door knowingly. It took a long time for Jiraiya to regain consciousness. Hyuga, I hope you don't overdo it. Opening the information covered by the tabletop, Jiraiya flashed inexplicable bursts of inexplicable eyes. The country of water, the village of Kurigakure, has been suffering from splint gas for several days for inexplicable grief and anger. Stinky boy, am I pretty? Pretty. Where am I beautiful? You are beautiful everywhere. Really? Seriously, I'm just going to go. My God, you could just kill me with a thunderbolt. Depressed, he hugged his head and endured the fatigue bombardment, and he had a heart that wanted to die. But Terumi May, a woman who didn't know what kind of crazy drug she was taking, went to her side to pay for it, and changed her name again and again. From the beginning of the Master of the Dead Wood, he became the younger brother of Liamong, and then he simply called the good younger brother. Good brother, good D. Good D, so good. Rely on your sister, I am not aiming at sanitary napkins. Catching madness and hysteria, only God can understand the depression of Liamong. The night gave me a pair of black eyes, but I used my nostrils to find tomorrow. Sun, my day. 10,000 grass and mud horses rushed through the heart. Liamong finally waited for the day of departure. It was a sunny morning, and Zubaji forgot to look in the mirror. Good brother, be careful, my sister is at home waiting for you to come back. This chapter is a bit late. Text chapter 184 The stars gather and the slogan sings. In the eyes of the state, the tailed beast is equal to a war machine. In the eyes of Yinkyun, the tailed beast is equal to the source of disaster. In the eyes of Liamong, the tailed beast is the incarnation of gold coins. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. Shanglin, it's up to you to catch Sanwei for a while. Don't worry, brother Liamong, I promise to help you catch it. Uzumaki fragrant scales patted his chest with a big bag, and his long bright yuhi-colored hair fluttered in the sea breeze. The big guy suddenly realized that the little girl had grown up unconsciously. Hey, stinky boy, stay away from ignorant little girls. It's against the law to seduce underage girls. Sister Anko, I found out that you are particularly fond of Nengjing vinegar recently. Liamong blinked innocently. Mitarashi Anko bang 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 fist, suddenly smiled and walked to the side. Really? Brat, I'm really jealous. True or false? Is it true or false? Anko grinned, showing no sign of anger. Liamong suddenly felt a little cold. So what, Tenten is in a good mood today. It's good. The water is blue too. It's Mulan. You are beautiful too. I'm beautiful, why are you trembling? Wiped my nose. You are beautiful, you are just a little bit beautiful. Something. It's a bit freezing. Anko. Shizune. Fragrant scales. A boat of women was all in Sparta, and after a while, a giggling smirk overturned the clouds. Mitarashi Anko slowly nodded his head. Stinky boy. Interesting academy debuts. I'm beautiful, aren't I? Yes. The beauty is a bit cold, isn't it? Yes. If that's the case, why don't you wear more? Anko bit Kiba. I think polar bears are good, or you can learn from it. Forget it, the North Pole is too far. We're inland, it's not used to it. Then you learn like a bear, and the bear's skin is thick. Bears are so ugly. Oh, Anko lengthened the scale, polar bears are not used to it, and bears are too ugly. Then, you should be a national treasure. You should get used to it, right? This. Looking at Anko's raised fists little by little, Lu Meng hissed twice, the national treasure has been in bad health recently, it has a stomachache. The national treasure has a stomachache, why are you covering your stomach? I am in pain too. Do you want me to cure you? Anko glanced at his belly maliciously. Liamong's head shook like a wavy drum. No need, just squat. Really not. How can I trouble you? Hinata, Tamari, don't pull Sister Anko over, you see this hot day for her. Come, hurry up and fan. He took out the fan and clicked, and the Luang heart was cooled. In the past, he always thought that his marriage was very happy, but now he understands that the so-called perfect marriage is, the man is finished, the woman is beautiful. In the cloudless sky, a flying bird climbed over the clouds, and Didera, who came out to carry out the mission, shouted, Afe. Afe. Afe, are you dead? 3 times in a row, he refused to answer, his asshole was suffocated, and the jet-black saboteur turned his head angrily and looked straight at the other bird. Pieces of cold wind blew past, and a barely audible snoring entered his ears. In an instant, Didera ran wild. Dare to ignore my dead boy, you give me to die in the flame of art. Art is a blast. The rumbling flames penetrated far through the clouds, and all the teams that were on their way stopped. Yuhi Lien, we have to hurry. Yakushi Kabuto pushed the light nearer, as if nothing in the sky had happened. Yuhi Lien gave him a stern look, narrowed her eyes and moved on. Not far from here, another group of ninjas also raised their eyes. The fireworks in the sky are so dazzling that you can't even pay attention to them. Byakugan. With both hands on his chest, Hanseo looked into the distance. Huganeji's pupils shrank instantly. Fire cloud robe with black background, there is someone from Akatsuki. Guy. Kurenai Yuhi stared at his companion. Might Guy smacked his lips, glanced left and right at the team that went with him, and muttered to himself. Just when he was thinking about whether to run towards youth, Hyuga Neji found someone else. Who did you say you saw? Uchiha Sasuke. There are 2 others with him, one is Yakushi Kabuto, and another intelligence mentioned it, it should be Kagaya Kimimaro. Chaos, there's going to be a big mess. Aren't they together? It shouldn't be, wait, there's more over there. The eyes that met together like a banquet were stunned for a moment. Hyuga Neji. Hinata. Mr. Guy, found Deadwood Liamong and the aircraft he was riding. There are a lot of people coming, and there are still inside. Who else? Senju Tsunade. A man whose name has changed his face. The 2 leading Jonin, Might Guy Kurenai Yuhi, were completely stunned. Inazuka Kiba and Aburame Shino looked at each other, and there was a kind of tremor in the bottom of my heart. Legendary characters are always scary. But at the same time as they were frightened, they were also a little dazed. I said the bugger, we haven't seen the boss for years, have we? Dog man, you'd better keep your mouth shut. Cut, don't pretend to be mysterious like covering maggots all day long, who don't we know who? Friends who have known each other since school can't be more familiar with each other. Aburame Shino looked at Inazuka Kiba and didn't say anything for a long time. Who had grown from a puppy to a big dog, sniffed, suddenly jumped up like crazy, and threw Inazuka Kiba to the ground with a somersault. Looking at the idiot who fell into a dog and grabbed shit, Shino quietly recovered the 2 bugs. Inazuka Kiba patted Akamaru's forehead suspiciously, and suddenly twitched without understanding why. Akamaru, what happened to you just now? Wong. What does Wong mean? Wong, Wong. Wong Wong Wong. Loudly, and Inazuka Kiba shrugged, thinking it was a question that needed careful thought. Lanchin, Shirakumo, got information about people from all walks of life from Hinata. little secretary, and Liamong was also very surprised. Isn't it just 3 tails? Why are all the cats and dogs here? What rhythm is this? A rhythm to die. The slogan of Akatsuki's dispatch is that there will be no living mouths in a 10-mile radius, and when Ursukuko is dispatched, a bitch will not be left in a 10-mile radius. Well, Akamaru doesn't need to be careful, he is a male. I just came back from an emergency at home, the cloud will work hard to code, and everyone will see the performance of the cloud. Text chapter 185_friendly meet and greet. Senior, I think we should have a good talk. It is more convenient to read on mobile phones m.heihei168.com. Talk about what? Well, can you stop bombing me in the future? You don't like my art. No, my soul appreciates your art very, very much, but my body can't accept it. Look, it's all blown up. Ah-Fei stretched out his arm, and the one eye of the Uzumaki-shaped mask was full of desire. Deidara pouted impatiently. If you don't want to get bombed, you have to be obedient. I'm obedient, what the senior says is what it is. Shut your broken mouth, a guy like you who doesn't understand artistic sentiments can sneak into the organization, the boss is really blind. Senior, I am very interested. Ah-Fei compared Littlefinger. Deidara's anger rose. Shut up, if you want to be part of Akatsuki, you have to learn to be ruthless. Do you understand ruthlessness? Ruthlessness is talking less and doing more. Senior, you seem to say a lot. Ah-Fei, can I understand that you are provoking me? How can it be? I just kindly reminded me. Yes, I kindly reminded me a little. Ah-Fei. 2. You can die. Another Yuhi fireworks exploded in the sky, and the team that was almost there stood on one side. Inuzuka Kiba rolled over and stepped down from the dog to face the other side. Yo, who am I supposed to be? Isn't this Master Sasuke? Naruto has been looking for you for a long time. Why haven't you seen him for a while? You still look like a grandma bear. Inuzuka Kiba, that mouth of yours is always so rude. Second assistant, your face is always so flat. Interesting academy debuts. Staring at each other, Inuzuka Kiba Uchiha Sasuke's chin raised little by little. At first, it was eye to eye, but later it became nostril to nostril. The two held their heads high, their chins were facing each other, and their sharp eyes pierced, making him look stupid. Mr. Guy, is this the rival of your life you're talking about? Ah yes, this is the challenge of youth. Youth can never choose to give in. Lee, challenge your youth. I understand Mr. Guy. Lee Rock turned around in high spirits, stretched his neck and came to Neji's side. What is he going to do? Do not know. Why do I suddenly have a bad premonition? I have it too. Neji, let's take the first challenge. The challenge of youth cannot be rejected. 10-10. Shino. Kurenai Yuhi. Looking at Lee Rock who raised his thumb high, the 3 teachers and students were about to vomit. That big bored Kiba, that mocking face. Might Guy, that's how you teach your apprentices. What's wrong with teaching like this? Might Guy looked at Kurenai Yuhi suspiciously. I feel good, look at how young and sunny Lee is, don't you think he looks a lot like me? Is he your son? How can you say that? Lee is my apprentice. Might Guy danced and crossed his chest. Kurenai Yuhi clearly didn't believe it. But he looks like your son no matter what. The same kappa face, the same thick eyebrows, the same watermelon head, the same appearance, the same clothes, the same from the inside out. Guy, tell me the truth, is Lee your illegitimate child? Certainly not. Shino, do you believe it? Aburame Shino shook his head. 10-10, do you believe it? 10-10 also shook his head. Kurenai Yuhi spread his hands. Look, even your students don't believe it. Guy, just admit it. Men have to be brave to face reality, and even more brave to admit mistakes. Tell me, when did you meet Xiaoli? He's got a leg. Yuhi, you have to believe me. I'm really not little Lee's father. Guy explained excitedly. I swear by the lamp, my relationship with little Lee is never what you think. What are we imagining? Kurenai Yuhi blinked playfully, as if he had discovered a new continent. Might Guy burst into tears at the time. I'm telling the truth, why don't you believe it? I know what you're telling the truth, and it can't be true anymore. Guy, you don't need to explain anymore. Explanation is cover-up. Cover-up is storytelling, and we all understand that. What do you understand? Little Lee is your son. Oh my gosh, you kill me, how can such a thing be nonsense? Looking at Might Guy's frantic appearance, Kurenai Yuhi burst out laughing like a flower. Liamong, who got off the airship, asked curiously, why is teacher Yuhi smiling so happily? It's nothing, how come you kid has the time to come here? Come out and walk around when I'm bored. Liamong grinned and diverted the words, and was immediately touched. Anko, don't blame me for not attending your wedding. How can it not all cheap this kid? Come here, I have something to tell you. Kurenai Yuhi rolled his eyes and waved to Anko. The two women whispered together and laughed from time to time, and the rest of the big men were all dumbfounded. After a long time, Shino recovered and pulled the angry Inuzuka Kiba to meet Liamong. This encounter is no trivial matter and has far-reaching significance for the times. Feet together, chest folded, head up. Hello boss. Hello guys. The boss has worked hard. Service for collecting protection fees. Are you coming this time? We're here to play. Come on, we're all clear about what we're doing here. Don't hide it. There's a second assistant over there. Those people are not easy to deal with. It's you who is more difficult to deal with, right? Shino pushed on his sunglasses and choked out a sentence. He smiled and turned his eyes to Hyuga Neji. What's the matter with that guy? He's the baby of the Hyuga family now. Have you seen that girl over there? Inuzuka Kiba turned towards the opposite side. Kurama Yakumo, a newcomer to our team, is also his wife who has never been there. This kid is engaged. Liamong spat out the Kiba sign in astonishment and spat fiercely. Inuzuka Kiba nodded and said, not long ago, there was a big event. Did you give gifts? Send 2 eggs. Before sending it, I took out the yellow button and fed it to Kaiwan. It's not that our army doesn't work hard, it's that the electrical industry is not doing enough. He was aiming for a power outage. 7. Just came. Union's heart is cool. But don't worry, the cloud will definitely work hard, and updates will continue. Text Chapter 186_ Star-Tailed Beast. What will happen when the three forces with each other's minds twist together on a beach? In fact, nothing happens. Containing each other, guarding against each other, and knowing each other, no one wants to make a wedding dress for the other. Konoha, the weakest, got a little closer to Liamong, and Sasuke Kimimaro and others, who felt inadequate, watched from a distance. Senior, we seem to be in a bit of trouble. Afei looked down. Deidara snorted coldly. It's really troublesome. There are a few guys down there who are very difficult to deal with. Senju Tsunade is the legendary Sannin. No matter how arrogant the saboteur is, he will not think that he is stronger than the other party. The only thing he can do is fly. Apart from Tsunade, the rest of them are also the most difficult ones. Not to mention the 4 Anbu. Might Guy alone is the name of the ninja world, and Kurenai Yuhi should not be timid. The younger generation is even more disgusting. Uchiha Sasuke, Kimimaro, all registered in the organization. As for the dead wood, Deidara wanted to throw 2 bombs at the sight of this guy. Would you like to sneak it up on them? He widened his eyes and thought about it carefully. Sabotage did not do anything, and drove the birds to avoid it. Behind him, the 2 pairs of Byakugan slowly retracted. Stinky boy, what are we going to do this time? Anko sat next to Liamong after returning from the reunion with Kurenai Yuhi. Gangster squinted at Konoha. What else can I do? Cool it, take people's money and people to eliminate disasters. Do you have an idea? Hee, can I have any idea? But although I don't have an idea, we have fragrance scales. Stinky boy. Anla. Interesting academy. Liamong slapped Enko on her ass twice as he looked at Enko's jealous look. As a member of the Uzumaki tribe, Shunlin completely inherited the talent of the first-generation Kyuubi, Nine-Tails Jinchuriki column, Senju Hashirama's wife Uzumaki Mito. Not to mention anything else, just the perception of evil thoughts is a great ability. In addition, the sealing technique and medical ninjutsu also have a good level. Tsunadiheim has taught him for 3 years. The little girl's skills are absolutely beyond imagination, and she is also a trump card that Liamong has prepared for a long time. In dealing with tailed beasts, who else can compare to the Uzumaki clan? Think about how pervert Uzumaki Kushina, after being seriously injured in childbirth, still has the ability to drag Kyuubi, Nine-Tails to Berry. If the 4th generation of Hokage hadn't had other ideas, I'm afraid Kyuubi, Nine-Tails would have met Hades long ago. Right now, Shunlin can't possibly match Kushina, but Sanwei is not Kyuubi, Nine-Tails. This tailed beast, I have to settle. Now that he knew what Akatsuki's idea was, Liamong naturally wouldn't let them get their wish. Let these guys who run out of the mental hospital die. What he aimed at, whoever dared to get in trouble with the young master would be anxious with whomever he dared. The next day, at dawn, the sun jumped out of the sea, and all the 3 forces stood by the sea. Boss, are you up so early? Aren't you too late? Liamong looked at Inuzuka Kiba jokingly. Haha, it's all the same, what is the boss going to do today? Fishing, how about you? We also fish. Eyes wide open and talking nonsense, the 2 parties who are tacitly looking for a boat are looking for a boat, and those who get on the airship are on the airship. Sasuke Kimimaro, a little further away, was not so troublesome. Sister Yuhi Lien. Good, it's alright. Yuhi Lien hugged Yukimaru slightly, the mudman standing behind him silently looked into the distance, and the one standing on the other side raised the corner of his mouth. Things are completely out of control, and even with the support of Sasuke and Kimimaro, Yakushi Kabuto, the super spy, can't guarantee that the operation will be successful. Too tricky. What shall we do next? Summon the 3 tails. Don't worry, Yukimaru may not be useful, we can't expose it in advance. Yakushi Kabuto pushed the frame, secretly thinking. There is no doubt about the strength of the 3 tails in the sea. If they are well controlled, there may be a possibility of success. Down at the half-old child in Yuhi Lien's arms, Yakushi Kabuto nodded slightly. Sasuke Kimimaro saw that he didn't speak. These 2 arrogant teenagers who were very similar in some respects preferred to use their own methods to solve it. There is a line between the water and the sky, the blue sea is connected, and under the blue waves, a giant monster is sleeping. It has a silver-gray carapace, a wine-colored body, and 3 tails covered with bone spurs that rise and fall from time to time, and can cause a lot of waves by waving it at will. Speaking of this guy, we have to mention its 2 men, Jinchuriki column. I don't know if it's innate bad luck or something, but the 3-tailed Jinchuriki column force has suffered blood mold for 8 lifetimes. Former Nohara Rin, Konoha Ninja Village Namikaze Minato class member. That's right, the apprentice of the 4th generation of Hokage, the teammates of Kakashi and Uchiha Obito. Because of his special physique, he was kidnapped by Kurigakure ninjas and forced to become a 3-tailed Jinchuriki column force. In order to smash Kurigakure,'s plan to use her to attack Konoha, he voluntarily ran into Kakashi Reikiri and died, which indirectly led to the following tragedy. Rin's life was a short one, but her short life sparked an incomparably brilliant and splendid turmoil. Compared to her, the successor Jinchuriki column force of the 3 tails is not much better. This unlucky bastard named Yagura empties the title of the 4th generation Mizukage, and is actually controlled by Obito with Sharingan. Perhaps in order to avenge Rin, Obito, who is already mentally abnormal, completely isolated the village of Kurigakure from the outside world, and opened the bloody and terrifying era of blood fog, pushing Kurigakure, the country of water, to the edge of the cliff in one fell swoop. The 2 major Kekkei Genkei, Shui Wuyu, and Keigaya all broke down one after another, and the 7 knives sentence the village to run away one after another. Is this the power of destiny? Today, the wheel of history is slowly turning on again, and Sanwei has once again entered the eyes of the world. Art is a blast. Senior, it's coming up, it's coming up. Wow, what a big tortoise, is this guy 3 tails? It looks very interesting, Senior, then it's all up to you. Afei. Ah, Senior, do you call me? Didera glared at her unfocused companion, suddenly smiled and narrowed her eyes. Ah Fei. Senior, you have something to say. Ah Fei slapped the mountain on his chest. Didera nodded in satisfaction. Okay, your attitude is very good. In that case, you go and solve it. No, you asked me to deal with the 3 tails. Well, this is the organization's test for you. Senior, can I not go? You can try. There is one more update, the cloud is working hard, come on. Text chapter 187 _ The distress of the bomb maniac. Akatsuki got his hands on it. The SEAL class, don't act without my order, you all stay back for a while to maintain your physical strength. It is more convenient to read on mobile phones. Heihei 168. Calm Yuhi, we are ready. After a series of orders, he stood at the head of the bed, and at the critical moment, Might Guy completely lost his usual laughter. Mr. Guy is so handsome, I've decided that I will be so handsome in the future. Little Lee looked at Might Guy enviously, and began to imagine that one day he would be able to pull the wind like this. 10. Neji vomited when he heard this. Handsome, a handsome pot lid, just like their teacher, can they be related to the handsome character? Look at what he looks like. Bushy eyebrows like Loach, shiny board Kiba stuffed yo, melon skin head, insole face, and a pair of gourd eyes that attract wind. Such a person can also be called handsome. How did Lee Rock's sweet potato head grow? The men and women in the collapse looked at each other, and there was a sense of absurdity in which the sky was falling. Yakumo, what do you want to do? I'm going to shoot him down. Spreading out the drawing board to adjust the paint, Whipma Yakumo smiled sweetly. The sick skin has a strange paleness, and the delicate face has a weak sadness. This is a girl who knows a story at a glance. Inazuka Kiba Aburame Shino was very curious when I saw Kurama Yakumo for the first time. Does drawing have anything to do with knocking someone down? The Kurama family has been in decline for so long that Shino, who is also a hidden family, doesn't understand it. Although there are records in the clan, it is really not easy to seek the truth from just a few words. The pungent sea breeze swept across his cheeks, and Kurama Yakumo raised his head with his hair straight, and a perfect picture appeared on the paper. The majestic sea, the roaring-tailed beasts, and the white birds flying high, all are lifelike. Heihei168.com. I'm going to start. Raising the brush overhead like a judgment call, Kurama Yakumo swung it down sharply. Kachacha silver snake danced and surged, it was a thunder that cut through the sky, and it was a lightning flash that pierced through the clouds. Didera crashed. In just an instant, the bomb maniac evolved from an angel to a birdman, still a black-haired birdman, pitch black. Seeing that something fell from the sky, Sanwei raised his head, and opened his mouth excitedly after seeing what it was. Ah-Fei's hair exploded all of a sudden. Senior, be careful, it's over, this is really over, Senior is going to be eaten by the 3 tails. Do I want to retreat? Do I really want to retreat? I'd better retreat. Oilnara, goodbye, bye. Don't chase me, you can't see me, none of you can see me. Shino, is that guy an idiot? Inazuka Kiba stared straight at the sky. I don't know. Aburame Shino was also a little confused. Then what do you know? I know he's mentally ill, insane. In one sentence, Ah-Fei completely retracted his gaze, and Kurama Yakumo's drawing board brought deep shock to his companions. What a terrifying ability. Sitting at home behind closed doors, disaster came from the sky. Witnessing the strange scene just now, Inazuka Kiba Aburame Shino swallowed saliva, involuntarily gave birth to the slightest guard, this is completely human instinct to avoid danger. This girl is too dangerous, dangerously creepy. But what makes them even more creepy is yet to come. The Kurama family is really not open for 3 years, and has been open for 3 years. It's fine if Keke Genkai doesn't appear. As soon as he appears, he is an extremely terrifying character. Mr. Yuhi, do you need to control the 3 tails? With my strength, I can control it for at most 3 minutes. Inazuka Kiba. Abarame Shino. 1010. Neji. 4 people and 4 big exclamation marks. What a joke, that's 3 tails, not someone's kitten. If it was them, let alone 3 minutes, even 3 seconds would be impossible. This girl actually. I didn't expect this kind of terrifying blood to appear again. Sister Tsunade, what do you mean by blood successor? Demonic illusion is real. Senju Tsunade sighed, and seemed to be back in the 3 wars all at once. Kurama family Keke Genkai can turn fantasy into reality, and through the canvas, they can carry out any terrifying attack and kill, making people in the unknown die in white. Also, there is this ability. Tamari, who asked the question, was taken aback. Anko, who was listening in, was stunned. The cute little mouth of Hinata's little secretary opened into an O shape, and Shizune was also shocked. That's frightening. Tsunade looked around and pouted. The real horror of the Kurama family is not that. And, except for the long-known Liamong, all the people in the airship pricked up their ears. Tsunade exhaled a long sullen breath. The real horror of the Kurama family is the manipulation of the 5 senses. Listen carefully, it is manipulation, not deprivation. His head plunged into the water and confused. Kimimaro, Uchiha, Sasuke, and 2 unlucky bastards followed Deidara's footsteps. Seeing this, a few Anbu wanted to go over and get people. Might Guy quickly stopped them. You capture Mitsuha, Sasuke gives it to me, 1010. Understood, Mr. Guy. Equipment and fishing nets. Brushing the open scroll, a large gray net was thrown out, and 1010 threw it at Sasuke, who was immersed in the water. 100 fats and hundreds of middle schools. Junior brother, give it to me. The words that came to an abrupt halt were interrupted by the broken gray rope, and the woman in green clothes and blue hair lifted Sasuke and Kimimaro out of the water with one hand in one hand. Kurama Yakumo holding the brush was shocked. Impossible, how could my technique fail? That guy is a clone. The demonic illusion of the Kurama family had no reason to fail, and Kurenai Yuhi immediately reacted. Yuhi Lien, who rescued people out of the water, slowly raised the corners of her mouth and looked at the 2 people in her hands with disdain. Although I hate these 2 idiots, I can't let them die here. Konoha's ninja, I'll take you with me. Let's go, you guys have a good time with Sanwei. What does this woman mean? With the help of Yakumo, the SEAL team successfully wrapped the 3 tails in the center, and Anbu, the cat-faced leader, untied the scroll from behind and opened it in front of him, giving instructions to his companions. East, south, west, north, Sifang seal open. The 4 golden beams converged at the apex to form a spell, and the Liamong in the airship kept nodding. I can't eat hot tofu in a hurry, the fun is about to start. Brothers and sisters, Cloud went to bed, see you tomorrow. Thank you in advance for your support. Text chapter 188_ The family of Gubuli. Brother, that young lady has good interests. Ha, don't think of her too strong. Liamong licked his ears and blew his fingertips. Kurama family Keke Genkai is horrible, but they are their biggest weakness. Sasuke Kimimaro is also an idiot, they have to stay away even with a ninjutsu attack. 10,000 Kurama Yakumo is not enough for them to kill. So stupid, who is blaming someone for delivering vegetables? As much as you can. You don't know if I can. Lu Meng winked at Anko playfully, and the 3 women around him had all Yuhi faces. Tsunade, who was sitting across from him, interjected, you were right in saying that. The Kurama family's bloodline has a great weakness, or it would not have fallen to the point where it is today. The Kurama family met on the battlefield, those hostile ninjas. They will all attack like crazy, and sometimes a few detonators will do the trick. Quote. Hehe, 000. This is also considered unlucky for them, who made his Keke Genkai so extreme, who would do it if he had shortcomings. Liamong bounced the tabletop with a grin. What he said was not wrong at all. The Kurama family was so terrifying because of their ability that they almost died in the third battle. Everyone knows how terrifying this family is. That can also attract Sharingan. Extreme fear brought extreme madness, and whenever the Kurama family entered the battlefield, they flashed like fluorescent cannons. Come and fuck me now. Flag is placed on the top of the head, and a stick is erected at the bottom, and it is they who are talking about the anti-handle occupying the top of the mountain. The enemy ninja took a look. Okay, the gangsters are here again, brothers, fuck the guys. There's a Kurama S here. Hulala. There's a Kurama S here too. Wakaka. We have it here too. Wa-ho-oa. Brothers, fuck them, don't let them live, kill all those who are gasping. Baidu Interesting Academy. The kunai shuriken detonating talisman, the sickle, the wooden stick, the iron thorn head, and other messy things, as long as the backpack in his hand, all of them will be smashed. What is a mocking face? What is a map gun? The Kurama family is the most famous Death Star in the three wars. Not only do the ninjas from the enemy village hate them, but the ninjas from this village also dislike them. What, Captain, our team is going to come with the surname Kurama. When he heard the newcomer arranged for his team, Jonan, the leader of the team, was not happy at that time, and rubbed his nose and tears on his immediate boss. Brother, you are my eldest brother, don't bring people like this. Even if you don't add manpower to our team, don't get me a Kurama's family, aren't you Pocky? How can you say that? It's all from the same village. Your team is short of manpower, and I, the commander, can't let you rely on it. Look, if you don't come to support, I'll add it to you. What happened to the Kurama family? Everyone in the Kurama family is a demonic illusion expert, why didn't you want to give it to you? Quote. Captain, if you want, you can change with me, or a genin can come here. Really not. I really can't. Really not. It really can't be done. Cough, he has decided on this matter. Boom. With a slap on the table, looking at Shengguan, who turned around and ran away after saying a word, the ninja who led the team wanted to die. Looking back, he called the newcomer with a face and nose, and asked, your name is Kurama? Yes. The visitor was a little uneasy, and found that the captain's temper was not quite right. Jonan, who led the team, said, from today onwards, your surname will no longer be Kurama, and the demonic illusion family is not allowed on the battlefield. Why? The visitor was shocked, not understanding why this bad-tempered counterpart made such a request. The captain of the team wanted to slap him in the face at that time. You haven't been on a battlefield before, have you? Yes. I don't know your family's reputation on the battlefield, do you? Yes. Very well. So, do you want to die? I don't want to. Since you don't want to die, just listen to me clearly. The captain's voice suddenly increased 8 pitches. From today, no, from now on, you will forget your surname for me, and you are not allowed to use it. The family legend demonic illusion, if you don't use the enemy to kill you, I'll stab you with a knife first. The spit splattered his face and cursed. The leader of the team felt that it was not safe to do so, and he spent his own money to give the players a makeover. This is the reason why the current owner of the Kurama family can survive. With such a glorious and splendid past, the reputation of the Kurama family can be imagined. I don't want to. Neither do I. Whoever wants it, whoever wants it. Don't try to push it to me, we're all set up. So is our group. I'll find someone to recharge right away. You push me to make a mess, and no one wants to pull the hot potato home. If it's other things, then it's fine. This kind of thing must not be agreed, he will die. Everyone in the Kurama family is a disaster star, a disaster star, a disaster star within a disaster star. Where is the bad luck? Where is the end? No, Kurama Yakumo couldn't escape this fate right now. Not long after Yuhi Lien walked on the front foot, the 3 tails on the back foot fell into a frenzy. With 4 claws and 3 tails, a rake on the left and a broom on the right, the 4 Anbu s of the seal class are all lined up, and they are all green. Those 4 little faces, wow, there is Yuhi in the white, and the black in Yuhi. The black does not slip into the autumn, the green is green, and the blue is wow, that is called a beauty. That beauty, that beauty, that beauty is gone. Yukimaru, well done. Yakushi Kabuto is very satisfied with the result achieved through the clear and childlike voice that penetrates the clouds and is amplified by the signal booster on the top of the head. The seal is broken, let's see what you do next. Raise height. Yakushi Kabuto wants to pick up cheap. Liamong is also not a fool. Konoha relies on Kurama Yakumo to make a cold attack, and wants to rob Sanwei and escape, just dream. Today's battle is destined to be a melee, and no one can tell what the outcome will be. The only thing you know is that whoever comes first is unlucky. Senior. Senior, are you dead? Senior, please reply when you hear me. Zuo Cho looked right, and a Fei, who was blowing his trumpet and chanting from time to time, touched Santai's belly. Ask for a monthly pass, is the first update today, if you have the ability to help. Thanks from the cloud, there are 4 chapters left. Text chapter 189 _ what to eat in the morning is a big question. In the pitch black space in the winding corridor, Deidara woke up faintly in a coma, and when he opened his eyes, he saw that madly wrecked attendant. Interesting academy. Afe. Ah, Senior, you are awake, great, Senior is not dead, Senior is not finished. This has to be celebrated. Warmly celebrated, warmly celebrated. Sprinkle flowers, applaud, speak. Due to the tireless efforts of the great Afe team to search for him, he finally found Mr. Deidara, who was killed. Now, let's interview the person's feelings. Senior, how are you now? How are you? Is there anything uncomfortable? Do you want to poop or pee? Are you thirsty or hungry? Do you want to eat or pull first? Or you can eat and pull, of course. You can pull and eat. Quote. Afe. At. You die for me. Art is art, what about my art? Deidara, who had lost all the clay, was mad. It's the thunderbolt from before, the thunderbolt, damn it, lost the clay and got stuck in this hellish place, what should I do next? Afe, where are you? The figure that suddenly disappeared ran into the distance, and the saboteur turned black as he stared at his companion who was graying on the back of his butt. Afe, stop for me, and I tell you to stop, do you hear me? Stop. Why stop? Stop and let you blow the bomb. Phoebeow, are a little shy, but I'm not stupid. Heihei168.com. Senior, the brakes failed and I can't stand. You wait first, I'll be back after a lap, you don't have to wait for me. See you later, see you later. Mao gave out the strength to suckle and ran away, listening to the roar from behind. Afe ran even more joyfully, and disappeared into the darkness after a while. Deidara stood on the spot and jumped for a long time, then suddenly squatted down while covering her belly. He aimed at me, I wanted to shit. Sasuke, Kimimaro. Yakushi Kabuto, get out of the way. The cold eyes were fixed in front of him, and Kabuto, who pushed the flat mirror, smiled. I understand your desire for revenge, but it's a mission. Are you going to get out of the way? The sharp blade that choked out of the sheath was around his neck, and Ursuke hated to say nonsense a second time. Yakushi Kabuto twitched his throat and turned his gaze to Kimimaro, whom none of the Kagaya clan looked at. Just now, I ate too much, and I won the big prize for no reason. No matter here Sasuke, he was very embarrassed and angry, and he must take revenge. Sister Yuhi Lien. Papa Yukimaru got up and looked at them one by one. The green-clothed blue-haired woman spoke with contempt. This is the body chosen by Lord Orochimaru. It's quite an idiot, not only an idiot in terms of human appearance, but also an idiot in handling things. You. With two glances, Uchiha Sasuke Kimimaro was completely angry. Yuhi Lien continued to sneer unmoved. This is your attitude towards your savior. It's not that the old lady was soft-hearted. You fell into the water and fed the bastard. Remember, you owe the old lady a life. We'll pay it back. Hee, do you have this strength? Don't ask my mother to save you again. Turning around in disdain, he picked up Yukimaru and left. The fellow mud man Batman followed behind. Yakushi Kabuto pushed the mirror flat and smiled sadly. The wind was high and the waves were urgent, and the three tails that broke through the seal ran wildly. The three tails flapped back and forth like a giant pulp. The wind is roaring, the water is howling, and the blue is roaring. Not good. Might Guy raised his voice and issued an order to retreat. He and Kurenai Yuhi protected Kurama Yakumo and ran away. Mr. Guy, didn't you say that youth cannot be given up? Why don't you beat it with your youth? Lee, although youth shouldn't give up easily, but sometimes you have to make a decision. Lee, take your youth and run for your life, it's going to speed up for the teacher. Ah, beat. Escape with youth. Lee Rock twitched his thick eyebrows and thought for a moment. His eyes lit up and he ran wildly, fighting Neji Tenten from behind and running. Since it was too troublesome for one person to fight against two people, little Lee put Neji on his shoulders and Tenten on his chest. Regardless of whether the two companions were willing or not, Yuhi started to fart when his face was thick and his neck was thick, and kicked the back of his head to start the bus. After recovering, Neji Tenten vomited blood, and Tenten managed to be better. It's not too embarrassing to hold the princess. Hyuga Neji counted 8 lifetimes of blood mold. Facing Lois with his back to the sky, his 2 knees were pinned to either side of his shoulders by little Lee, and he couldn't bend back at all, so he lay straight on the corpse. If that's all, the most unbearable thing for him is that little Lee, this bastard, he always farts. Run 2 steps and put 1. Run 2 steps and put 1, puff and stink. Little Lee, what did you eat in the morning? Didn't you eat anything? Tell me the truth, did you eat eggs in the morning? No. Wow. Then what did you eat? Duck eggs. He held his chest in one breath and let out his back, and Neji couldn't say anything. Hey, 2 brothers, do you want a ride? He opened the hatch and dropped 2 soft ropes, and Liuman greeted Shino and Kiba. The 2 young brothers who were running for their lives were not polite. They rushed into the airship and ran away. When Sanwei, who was happy on the sea, saw him, he opened his mouth and waited with an iron water cannon. The blue water polo with a radius of tens of meters came into view, and the Liamong soul almost flew away, and shouted in a hurry. Quickly knock it down. The board of the ship opened with a bang, revealing a honeycomb-like hole, and countless kunai shot out like rain, each with a detonating charm tied behind each one, and rumbled and exploded the fireworks in the sky. Waiting for the smoke to disperse, people run away early. Unable to hit the airship, Sanwei turned his anger elsewhere. It doesn't matter this turn. Deidara, who was eaten by it, fell into a sea of misery. The one who drank the bitter water took 1 sip from the left, 1 sip from the left, and 1 sip from the right. The one who drank had diarrhea, ran belly and laxy, and before he could lift his pants, the crashing flood came again. Afei, you wait for me, I will never end with you in this life. The second update, at night, oh, brothers and sisters, the clouds will work hard. Recently, my body has improved a lot, adjust, and strive to restore the state. A better tomorrow is waiting for us, aim. Text Chapter 190 _ You are responsible for your future children. Kiba, Shino, it looks like your fishing operation failed. Heihei168.com. Yeah, Inazuka Kiba sighed, staring at the string window sluggishly. I don't know how many of the 4 Anbu-s in the SEAL class died. This operation really failed. I wanted to fight before the boss. Oh, I didn't expect it to end up like this. Why do you want to catch Sanwei? Liamong's voice was slightly lower. Who knows? Inazuka Kiba turned around, raised his teacup depressedly and poured a mouthful. It's not like you don't know, I always hate this kind of brainstorming questions. It should be for balance. Shino pushed on his sunglasses in a muffled voice. The advisory group has been fighting for power recently, and those two old guys in Hyuga are very close. Yo drink, Hyuga Hiyashi, suddenly got stuck in the middle of the sentence. Liamong found out that Hinata was wrong. Don't worry, your father is a bit of a two-person, but he's not a fool. Is there anyone you say that to my father-in-law? He never admitted me, Sister Enko. Liamong twisted his neck speechlessly. Hyuga Hiyashi is a smart person. It doesn't mean that the Hyuga family is all smart people. Those old men are sometimes very hateful. They are not good at doing good things. When they do bad things, one of them tops 8. The older he gets, the more he's done. Lord Danzo. The stinky mouse that the cat had been underground for several years reappeared, and Shimura Danzo sat in the shadows like a dead man. The one-eyed exposed outside was squinting, and the paws on the stroking hands were curled. They had not been seen for several years. The cabbage head that used to lie in the nest had completely turned gray-white. But these are all appearances. As the saying goes, a 1,000-year-old bastard eternal turtle will not suffer as a bastard. Elites like Shimura Danzo, the elites in the elite, always have a vitality far beyond human imagination. All he spit out was air, and all he inhaled was oxygen, so why didn't he suffocate him to death? Lord Danzo. Speak. Heihei168.com. The Water Country Dispatch, Akatsuki, Konoha, Kuchiki Ryuman is catching Mitsuha. Orochimaru also has a kick in it. Uchiha Sasuke appears. This is the list. Tsunadiheim went too. Taking over the list, Danzo narrowed his one eye and shrank. The messenger ninja didn't look up, and responded with a humming sound. Shimura Danzo thought for a long time and ordered, "Go and tell that person, and say that I agree to the conditions he made." Sir. The news ninja was startled, and his eyes were full of disbelief. Snort. Tuonmura snorted heavily. Only destruction can bring new life. The old man will return to Konoha with a new attitude. Why, you want to disobey the old man's order? Subordinates dare not. The ninja who raised his head quickly lowered his head. Danzo looked at him fiercely for a long time, and waved him back. These juniors are getting more and more uncontrollable. The rotten wood is shining. The shame you inflicted on the old man will return it to you tenfold and 100-fold. Ah! Eldest sneezed and sniffled, and Liuman turned to look at Tsunade. It's time for us to act. Fragrant scales. Fight the big monster with my brother. After you sang, our side appeared, and the Liuman, who felt almost the same, was also moved. Uzumaki Shunglin stood at the door with a sweet smile, and jumped down under the protection of Liamong and Tsunade. What do you think the boss will do? I don't know. Can't you find out once? Don't know, just don't know. Depend on. Giving the middle finger to Shino fiercely, Inazuka Kiba turned his head to the little secretary. Hinata, boss, what did he plan? I don't know. Really? A little nodding. Hinata really doesn't understand this. It's not that Liamong deliberately concealed her, but it's not necessary at all. Beating children or something is weak these days. Only a guy like Akatsuki who has no taste can do that kind of unskilled thing. How can a peerless family man like Xiaoyi who has a taste and understands his tastes, how can he learn from them? Science and technology are the primary productive forces. Then, Shunglin, grab the big monster and stuff it here in a moment. Brother, can such a small bottle hold such a big beast? Uzumaki Shunglin took the shark Madaka pot, and the bottle fell down. Liamong was not happy at that time. This bottle is a treasure. In order to get it, my day. What happened that day? It's nothing. Liamong covered up the topic. I had a stomachache that day. Brother lied. What did I lie to you about? You know exactly what you lied to me about. Karen raised his chin proudly and raised his old bottom proudly. Liamong's face turned dark immediately. Can we not mention that? No, unless you do me a favor. What do you want? 500, no, 600, you have to give me 6 million pocket money. So few. Liamong opened his mouth in surprise, frightened by the number. Shunglin smiled and said something that made people vomit blood. it's 6 million a month. Why don't you go grab it? This is much faster than grabbing. Brother Liamong, tell me, do you agree or not? Little girl, don't force me. The bleeding heart bit Kiba, and in a trance, it seemed that countless banknotes had wings and flew off. Hearing this, Karen got angry. Who is the little girl? I'm obviously older than your wife. Liamong looked up and down and pouted. I really don't see where you are big. Is it here or here? Liamong pointed at his chest and then at his buttocks, jokingly said, Chai Huo girl, listen to brother. Advise, go back and drink 2 more cups of papaya milk. You have to be responsible for your children in the future. Daily, how can you get the strength if you are not big? Brother, am I really young here? You think you're big? Then why is brother peeking at people? Xianglin leaned forward leaning badly. Her bright yuhi-colored pupils opened and closed, and even her eyelashes were suffocated. Sa Sunadiheim turned back. Stinky boy, are you taking advantage of my apprentice? I don't have it. Don't listen to her nonsense. Thinking of the biggest shame in his life, Liamong strangled Uzumaki Karen in his heart. The little girl who found the bad girl hurriedly ran behind Tsunade. Master, he bullied me. Ooh. There are still 2 chapters in. Ask for a monthly pass, and the last chapter may be over. Text Chapter 191 Miss Tsunade, you've learned badly. Tell me, brat, what are you going to do about this? Is it public or private? What do you say in public, and what do you say in private? Master, let's call all your 3 little wives Chi and find a place to chat. Baidu Interesting Academy. What about private? It's much easier if it's private. Tsunade pressed Liamong's shoulder and smiled. 10 million, give us 10 million a month, and we'll just pretend this never happened. Then let's go public. 10 million, what are you kidding me? You guys really play silver. Seeing Liamong turn his face and disagree, Tsunade Shizune was stunned. You really want to be public? Yeah, it's just a big deal anyway. Liamong curled his lips pretending not to care. Why don't I just take a look? And I didn't really deal with her. What's the big deal? Wow master, look at him bullying me again. Little girl, don't play tricks with me. Hurry up and get rid of the 3 tails, so we can go home. I won't do it, and I won't do it if you don't give me money. Yo drink, have you learned to blackmail? Karen raised her face. All blackmail, what are you doing? What did I call you? Ah, master, help me, master, please help me. Turning his body over and pressing on his legs, Lu Meng clenched his steel kiba and slapped him. Chai Huo girl, do you still dare? Bad bastard, rotten duck egg, you dare to hit me and me. While you're still fighting. He raised his slap high and slapped it again. Liamong threw the fragrant scales out. Baidu Interesting Academy. Little girl, you dare to fight with me alone. Master, you don't care about him. What do you think I've been beaten by him? It hurts so much. Uzumaki Karen bit his cherry lip angrily, pouting his butt to Tsunade on purpose. The Liamong bird didn't bite her and turned her eyes to the sea, returning to the calm waters that were blue, and when the sea breeze blew, it was water. Don't fix those useless things. Hurry up and work. It is imperative to capture the 3 tails, and this thing must not be left to those lunatics. I see, brother rotten duck egg. Hans, you can sell it with your mouth. Uzumaki Karen finished his fingerprints. In a short time, the trail of the 3 tails was found. It's there, deep. Oh, no matter how deep it is, it has to come out to me. Flip out a large blue crystal block and tie it up. Liamong played a fishing trick. The creatures in the sea are all Spartan. What do you say that human is doing? He looks so stupid. Idiot, he was fishing. You all be careful. Are you not a fish? I am a smart fish, not like you. You mean we are stupid? Well, you are not very smart. Brothers, what should we do if these 2 people say we are stupid? Salad. Fuck it. Bullshit. What do you guys want to do? What we want to do, we want to do this. Come on, brothers, don't let him run away. You a rascal. Looking at all kinds of peers surrounded by all directions, the crazy smart fish turned his head and ran away. The chasing of the mountain and tsunami began, and the crazy fishes followed behind with their heads and tails. They took time to look back at the smart fish, and almost scared their bile out. What the hell did I do in my last life? You need it. Look at these gods. Swordfish, bass, tuna, shark, abalone, puffer fish. Where in the world do these fish come from? This day is over. The clever fish, who was suffocating and flirting, even used the strength to suckle in his previous life, plunged his head into the mud by turning his head. The fish that suddenly lost their target was stunned and looked around for a long time, but couldn't find anyone. When the fish swarms dispersed, the smart fish wagged their tails and jumped out. Ha ha ha, a bunch of idiots, you can't find them, just stare. Fight with me, sell tofu, today brother will teach you to be good. I will be good, I'm good, I can't come out. What the hell is going on behind this? A huge shadow hung over his head, and the numb smart fish slowly turned his head. 3 souls and 6 souls scared away 8 in an instant. Isosa, Asada. Brother, Sanway is coming out. The turbulent sea is full of blooming sea flowers without wind, and a huge shadow leaps into the air like a fly. It has a silver-gray carapace, a wine, yuhi-colored body, and a one-eyed, 3-tailed head. Watching this pervert thing up close is no different than staring at a kitten standing in front of a bulldozer. To use one to describe it, he is aiming big. Large, high-rise buildings. Karen, it's up to you. Brother, I'm scared. Harmful, afraid. I don't want to play anymore. With a wow, he turned his head and ran away, and Uzumaki Shanglan, who was arrogant, said no to quit. Liamong jumped high like being kicked by a dog, and the whole person was stunned. He aimed. Karen, you come back to me. Not back. You can't come back. I'm not coming back. 10,000 grass and mud horses popped out of his mouth. Choaokyu, and Liamong had the heart to buy a watermelon knife to cut people. Afraid of a woolen awe. He aimed. What have you been doing? Little girl film, people don't do things like you. 2. Your sister is not a person, isn't he a fool? With resentment, he turned his head and looked at Sanway Isao, who opened his mouth wide, and he murmured twice. Duckling is just a run. Sister Tsunade, for the sake of the party state, pull the brothers together. Okay, I'll take it, but will you give me money? Here, give the money, haven't we discussed it earlier? Previously was previous, now is now. Tsunadiheim said with a steely gaze. Those tears that flowed, rushing, Sister Tsunade, you've learned badly. Women are not bad, you can be kicked. Brat, don't say big sister doesn't give you a chance. 30 million, as long as you add another 30 million, and big sister will help you turn it around and make it. How about it? This price is cheap, hit I can't find it even with a lantern, you see how good my sister is. Well, you are good-hearted, but the good ones are all black. What did you say? Tsunadiheim's voice brushed. Lu Meng snorted twice. I didn't say anything, I said that you have a good heart, which is very good. Stinky boy, why do I think your words are not quite right? Ask for a monthly pass, we'll have a chapter in a while. Tomorrow, I will bring my notebook to the cloud for needles, and try to change the time back. Hey, it's not easy to do anything these days. With the support of tickets, the hospital counts on me. Text chapter 192_unbelievable power. You must have heard it wrong. Baidu Interesting Academy. Really? It's not real, it could be fake. Liamong snorted angrily, and finally caught Uzumaki Karen, who was running in front. Damn girl, hurry up and catch Sanway for me. I won't do it, I'm afraid. You're afraid of your mother. I don't have a mother. The front chest sticks to the back and the anger is half dead, and Liamong picks up Uzumaki Karen and beats him. Karen's ass is not very fleshy, looks very skinny, and feels plump. Stinky boy, what are you doing? I'm not doing anything. I'm helping you educate your apprentices. Yes, I'm helping you educate your apprentices. With 2 words that didn't match the foreword, Liamong quickly put Karen down. Little girl, if you don't want to be beaten, give it to you. I went back and made 3 tails. I don't do it, you can kill me. What are you kidding about fighting a monster like that? Isn't that killing people? This girl hasn't grown up yet, so she can't be folded here. Looking at the video of the little girl in her arms who disagreed with her life and death, Liamong was so angry that she was about to get angry. There are 3 beans in the arcade, and he can now save up to 5. It's a pity that no matter how many beans he has, it's useless, because he doesn't know the nirvana. Looking back, I have to talk to the little girl. Karen, what the hell do you want to do? I won't do it anyway. Don't talk about being so dead, isn't it just a bigger monster? What are you afraid of? That's louder. Uzumaki Karen glanced at Sanwei, his voice suddenly raised to the top. Liamong, whose eardrum almost burst, opened his mouth. Well, it's a little bigger. However, you can still overcome it. My brother has confidence in you. But I don't have confidence in myself. Karen, look at me, you can do it. Baidu Interesting Academy. Liamong lowered his head and encouraged. I can't. You can do it. I really can't. You can. You can't say no. Little girl film. Liamong became hot. I said if you can do it, or you can't do it. Ah, what are you doing? You bastard, let me go, or I'll shout. Karen struggled frantically when he saw Liamong turn around and rush towards Sanwei. Liamong pressed her into his arms. You shout, it's useless if you scream. I really screamed. You call whatever you want. I'm going to annihilate it. Puff. 1 somersault fell on the water and rolled 18 somersaults in a row. Liamong was completely speechless. What are you shouting? Strong annihilation. Karen was a little smug. Liamong hissed twice. How could he see how this little girl's film was so short? Strong annihilation, right, I asked you to annihilate, and I really annihilated you today. What are you going to do? Go and kill the 3 tails for me. I won't do it. Don't do it. Liamong grunted angrily. If you don't do it, I'll take off your pants. How dare you? Karen snorted. I'm going to tell Sister Anko. It's up to you to urinate and Suda. Lu Mang, who was completely exhausted, didn't care about that. He picked up the fragrant scales to fight against his shoulders, and threw off his strides and rushed to Sanwei's side. Seeing the sudden return of the pursuit, Sanwei was delighted, and opened his mouth to bite. Xiang Lin, who was lying on Liamong's shoulder, was staring, almost daring to turn on 2 light bulbs. Don't come over again, this girl will fight with you. What? Go to hell. Under the extreme fear, it erupted suddenly. With the shouting of Uzumaki Xianglin, dozens of silver-colored chains broke out, and in a blink of an eye, Sanwei was locked in place, and no matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't move. All the forces hiding in the dark to observe were dumbfounded. What are those chains? Anbu Janan, the only remaining surviving member of Konoha's seal of Ban Ligyu, had protruding eyes, as ugly as a dead mother. They sealed the 3 tails. Not only did they prepare a large seal scroll in advance, but they also had to work in groups of 4. But look at people, they did it alone, and the little girl was only 15 or 16 years old when she died, which made them eternal as so human. It's so unhuman. Does this still allow people to live? If it wasn't too far away, these Anbu ninjas would really want to rush over and grab their necks to ask if there is still justice in this world. Konoha's Anbu couldn't accept it, and Kabuto, the pharmacist who was hiding in the dark, was also shocked. He recovered and rushed to Yuhi Lien. Quick, let Yukimaru activate, they mustn't let them control the 3 tails. Big trouble. Controlling beyond imagination, playing cards completely out of common sense, the power of Uzumaki Xianglin deeply shocked people's hearts. In the same way, the cat in the corner of the shore pulled his face black and half turned white, and the whole person was numb. No, this matter must be reported immediately. Kimimaro, Uchiha Sasuke, Kurama Yakumo, and Might Guy watched with wide-eyed eyes. Take it back. Where did that little girl come from? How could she have such power? I rely on. Is this girl still human? The terrifying abilities of the Uzumaki clan have been shown again after many years. The people of other hidden villages, Jinchuriki column, are forced, but the country of Vortex is different. Except for Uzumaki Naruto, an idiot who has not been inherited, the first two people, Jinchuiki column, have the ability to seal and control the tailed beast alone. Uzumaki Mito, Uzumaki Kushina, the first and second generation of Kyubi, Nine-Tails people Jinchuriki column look all over the place. Today, Uzumaki Shonglin has reproduced this domineering again, and Mio Isoda has become her Matsuri product. Liamong looked at Sanwei, and then looked at this little girl's film, and it was a slap to the buttocks. It will be over sooner or later, virtue. How do I know it's so simple? Angrily raised the black-rimmed glasses, Shonglin was a little confused. I never thought that her sealing technique would be so beneficial. Who else? She grabbed her waist with arrogance. Shonglin suddenly forgot her previous performance, and the stinking convection light compared to her middle finger. Tell you, don't try to bully me again, or I'll let the big monster beat me. Ow! She roared up to the sky, and Yakushi Kabuto poured a bottle of special medicine Yukiwan and wailed on the shore. Yuhi Lien bit Kiba coldly, the killing intent in her eyes was irresistible. Yakushi Kabuto, you better leave. I stay away. Yuhiran, this is the order of Orochimaru-sama. It is precisely because of the order of the adults that you can live until now. Oh, my life is very long. Ask for a monthly pass, is a bit late, and it is with the support of the cloud for the sake of hard work. Text chapter 193_ It's not too human to bully beasts. Good people don't live long, but evil lives for thousands of years. Baidu Interesting Academy. Yuhi Lien did not continue to choke with Yakushi Kabuto, and turned her eyes to the sea. The three tails, controlled by the sealed chains, waved their limbs wildly, wagging their heads and tails, making waves. Big rascal brother, hurry up and help, I can't control it anymore. Persistence, perseverance's victory. But I really couldn't hold on. If you can't hold on, you have to hold on. Liamong shook his fist fiercely. Karen was about to cry, her mouth deflated and cried, I want to pee. Embarrassed, she squeezed her legs, and the little girl was crying and crying without tears. Liamong's head was big at that time, can you hold it for a while? Why don't you hold back? I didn't pee. After all, doing what is done, knowing that time waits for no one's Liamong rushes to the 000, three tails. He is faster, Tsunadiheim is faster. Heavenly foot of pain. The low-heeled sandals that were lifted over the top in an instant abruptly slashed down, and Senju Tsunade, who had pulled his legs into a straight horse, had his hair flying, and his two golden ponytails floated high with force. Sanwei, who was scratching his head at the back of his feet, was immediately blinded, and he only felt an inhuman force hit his forehead. Is this woman a monster? Too horrible. If you get stabbed, you will die. Swallowing a big mouthful of saliva into his throat, watching the waves breaking out on the sea, watching Sanwei who almost turned over in the waves, the audience on the shore was full of Spartans. Grass mud horses, as if the crowd stepped on by countless grass mud horses, have the feeling of the sun. Too, your sister is not human. Are we still on Earth? That woman must be from Namek. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. One heel stunned Sanwei with a smile on his face. Senju Tsunade raised the corners of his mouth comfortably, and pulled his right hand back to punch again. The boundless waves rose and fell, and Uzumaki Karen shouted and shouted excitedly when he saw Mio Asada who was completely resting. Wow match. Master is very good. Don't wow, just seal it up and use that bottle. I see, Big Bad Brother is really wordy. The shark Madaka pot in his arms leaned over the mouth of the bottle, Uzumaki Karen lowered his eyes, pointed it forward, and pulled the seal chain sharply. The rustling silver chain slowly retracted, seeing the three tails of the shark Medaka pot going crazy. "It's this damn bottle again, bastard, I don't want to be sealed." "It's over, boss is over." "Shut your stinky mouth, the boss is invincible." Yes, the boss is invincible, and the invincible boss is about to end." "You idiot, give me death." Holding down his head with a hammer, the swimming fish in the sea jumped up one after another. Looking at the strange image that happened suddenly, the crowds in all directions were stunned. "What's going on here? Where did all the fish come from?" "Go, rescue the boss. Kill those nasty humans. I'm going to eat them." "Brother," Shark Medaka pot almost dropped his hands and his eyes widened. Uzumaki Karen really cried now. Kiba, who also felt numb, looked at Senju Tsunade. The legendary fat sheep blinked, and his eyebrows were slightly raised with fingerprints. Haishuyu Shenwei. Spirituality slug. Using lingual mucus acid. Understood Master Tsunade. He nodded his head slightly and opened his mouth. The big white baby with two blue bars behind him spit out countless sticky acid. The swimming fish in the sea were in bad luck. The green acid got on their bodies, and white smoke rose up, and an inhuman pain penetrated their souls. "Ow! I'm dying. What are these green things?" "Monster, big monster, there's a big monster out there." Even the anchovies and gills were all fried in their nests, and the fish who found the slugs wiped their bodies and ran away. "Asshole, get out of the way, get out of the way. Run, you will die if you don't run." Hulala sprang out from a distance and looked back. The three tails, bound by the seal chain, kept roaring, shaking their heads and shaking their tails, shouting and screaming. Uzumaki Karen bit Kiba's teeth and dragged the chain. The shark Medaka pot in his hand was shining brightly. Senju Tsunade, Kuchiki Liamong, these dogs are separated from left and right. You punch me and kick me, and greet Sanwei's face as if you were playing table tennis. Tears welled up in the rims of my eyes, and I had never been so suffocated for a moment. This dog man and woman are too unhuman, they are too capable of bullying beasts. I will not live. The boss is really miserable. A fish said. I pity him. The other fish flicked its tail. So are we. Should we go over and help? Ah. Brother, you are so interesting. We are proud of you. Don't worry, we'll blow bubbles for you next year. I am just saying. Depend on. Compared with the indignation of the crowd, the madness of the swimming fish could not change the fate of Sanwei at all. The shark Medaka pot was lit up, and the dots of water flowed like a waterfall towards Sanwei, who was in front. Yakushi Kabuto standing on the bank had a heart attack. Yukimaru. No way, the power of the three tails can't break free, we must stop that girl. Let's go. Kimimaro and Uchiha Sasuke both came out. With the lessons they had learned from the past, the two no longer dared to be careless this time. Guy, what shall we do? Kurenai Yuhi turned to stare at his companion. Might Guy bit Kiba solemnly, we don't do anything, just keep waiting. Mr. Guy. Lee. Might Guy patted his disciple's shoulders twice. Youth not only has to endure loneliness, but also has to seize power. We are the weaker party now. Since we have lost the first move, we must wait for opportunities. Opportunities are always for those who are good at waiting, you understand. I see, Mr. Guy, and I'll keep waiting. Lee. Mr. Guy. Lee. Here they are again. Ocean rises, and a round of Yuhi's sun rises. Looking at the big and small kappa hugging each other, Tenten Neji all bowed his head. Kurenai Yuhi's pretty face twitched and his mouth opened, and Kurama Yakumo's eyes were straightened by his side. Are these two guys mentally ill? Hinata, stay on the airship and watch. Tamari, let's get on. Pushing the hatch open, holding the ninja knife and jumping out, Mitarashi Anko formed a fingerprint while still in the air, and the slender jade hand turned over and over again and again like a butterfly, and the large fireball with a radius of more than 10 meters opened his mouth and spit it out. Siwei Shenhai Wu Yin. Kaden Fire Style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Ask for a monthly pass, is the first update today. Brothers and sisters are asking for support. Cloud is working hard. Let's work together. Text Chapter 194 Pervert, S people use pervert, S technique. Fireball to fireball, pure white to golden yellow, looking at the two dazzling rays of light in the sky, the fish in the sea were all fried. Baidu Interesting Academy. It's crazy, it's crazy. There are two more monsters in the sky, the brothers quickly retreat. Get out now, get out. After a stalemate, pure white overwhelmed golden yellow in an instant, and Mitarashi Anko, who was slowly falling, showed a smile. The unbelievable second assistant Sharingan flapped his wings wildly, tearing the corners of his eyes in shock and anger. How is this possible? There is no impossible Sasuke candidate, let the teacher come to give you a makeup test. Noonwei has Chen Sun Ugly Yin. Kaden Fire Style, Fire Dragon Fire Bullet. The pure white ferocious dragon's head roared and rushed forward brazenly. Wherever it passed, the water surface evaporated into white mist, and a few swimming fish that were not in a hurry to dodge turned into fly ash in the blink of an eye. Give me to ashes in boundless flames, boy. Snort. What an arrogant woman. Kaden Fire Style, Fierce Dragon Flame Jutsu. If one is not enough, count them, if a few are not enough, use 10. If quality is not enough, use quantity to make up for it. Yo, Sasuke candidate, it seems that the teacher underestimated you a bit. Chidori Sharp Gun. Suddenly pierced Jin Yuhi swept across his temples like a laser, and the corner of Matarashianko's mouth hung with a wicked smile. Not far away, a gust of wind blew towards the bone dragon. Futon, Wind Style, Wind Killing Array. It doesn't work here. The strong wind mixed with fresh Yuhi, and the 3-star fan with the additional fire attribute brought infinite possibilities to Tamari. The giant beast incarnated by Kimimaro folded its wings, opened its mouth after a pause, and seemed to be roaring towards the sky. Interesting Academy. 10-finger continuous bombing evolution version, such as rain and dew, 1,000 bombs. Swish swish countless bone pellets, shooting through the air like a machine gun. Tamari clenched her teeth and made a killing move. Futon, Wind Style, Wind Killing Array. Yuhi, the orangutan that rolled up the boundless waves, protected the surrounding one after another, and Princess Sunagakure, who was in the center of the storm, was like a goddess. Liamong, who was beating the big monster, blinked his eyes and raised his head. Code B, dare to bully my wife. West Wind, you still won't let me die. The golden-haired tiger pulled out of the void roared in grievance, and leapt to the sky depressed. Sister Tsunade, you go first, I'll deal with those two idiots. What he aimed at, the winged ones are really not good things, and the two guys are all birdmen. With black Madara pattern all over its body jumped up on the waves, and the two sides who were fighting stopped hand in hand. Kagaya Kimimaro. Uchiha Sasuke. You two bastards deserve a beating, don't you? Orochimaru-sama has an order, we are going to take Mitsuha back. Uncle Snake is also interested in this guy. While catching the two beloved wives one by one, Liamong crooked his neck and looked at the bone dragon in the air. Kimimaro, whose half-body emerged from the dragon's head, nodded slightly, and the punk leader was depressed at the time. Let's have a discussion, you take that idiot over there first, and we can discuss good things between us. Orochimaru-sama's orders must not be disobeyed. I'll rely on it, why are you so determined? Liamong exhaled frantically, have to fight. Although I don't want to fight with you, I have to take that tailed beast. Depend on. His mouth was thrown behind his ears and he shook his head, Liumin was completely speechless. Stinky boy, why are you talking nonsense to him? Husband Kun, we can fix them. Slap 2 slaps on the side, Liamong slowly raised the corner of his mouth, since you want to deal with him, what are you waiting for, fuck him. Kaden, Fire Style, Fire Dragon Firebomb. Futon, Wind Style, Itachi. The combination of wind and fire, the technique of Tornado Sickle and Itachi. The combination of ninja practice secretly and quietly made its debut, and the dazzling pure white shocked countless people. The wind borrows the fire helps the wind, the roaring fire dragon and the neighing sickle weasel are called tremors together. I'll block them, you go and deal with that little girl. With 2 more than 10 meters long bone wings in front of him, Kimimaro blocked the attack for Ursukuko, Shikatsumyaku Dead Bone Pulse, which evolved after transplanting Senju Hashirama cells, plus the strange changes brought about by the curse of the earth. Kimimaro after the transformation, it can no longer be called human. To use the words of the lecherous immortal Jiraiya, they have already become immortals at this time. The curse mark is Senpo, Sage Art. The endless Senpo, Sage Art chakra, which breeds exoskeletons, continues to grow, and the ninjutsu jointly performed by Enko Tamari comes to an end after burning a large piece of charcoal. Good pervert. The 2 women are pervert, and the boy is pervert in pervert. Is this really a battle between people? They are simply monsters. Should we stay further away? Why do I think it's not safe for us to stay here? What you say is true, you should retreat some more. So what are you waiting for, brothers? Dux ran away, dragged his family and ran away. Uchiha Sasuke staggered the crowd with his 2 wings, passed by, and glared at Liamong fiercely. You're an idiot, Ursukuko, I mean it. You are not only lame but also blind. If you want to threaten Uzumaki Karen, first ask Senju Tsunade if he will answer. Are Sanin sheep so easy to deal with? I hate flying flies the most, Uchiha kid, you better not come and bother me. The reptiles on the ground never know the greatness of the eagle. Tsunadehime, you are out of date. Little devil, are you provoking me? If you think so, it's all right. Hee, it has been a long time since no one dared to talk to this princess like that. Senju Tsunade clenched his fists and tore off the coat with the words, Gamble, printed on it. Spiritualism unblocking. Giant blade throwing. The tricks that have not been used since he left the battlefield appeared again. Tsunadehime grabbed the Wind Demon Shuriken with one hand and the oversized cross darts weighing 42 pounds, each of which was the smallest of the car. Appeared, really appeared. Specific characters use specific ninjutsu, and will have unimaginable power. Just like Uzumaki Naruto used Shadow Clone, when Senju Tsunade uses his magic power to use his throwing, the battlefield will change. How many heroes have been devastated by it, and how many heroes have died for it? The giant ninja tool that Tsunadehime threw, even if the cage-level powerhouse came face to face, would only end in an immediate end. Little devil, it's not too late for this princess to get out of the way. Ask for a monthly pass, is the second update today, and the cloud will work hard. With the support of brothers and sisters with monthly passes, the end of the month is coming soon, and the cloud needs everyone's help. Text Chapter 195_Unimaginable Attack. Heavy and ruthless, fast and accurate, and can be regarded as Sanin by the world, there can be no obvious short version. Baidu Interesting Academy. Tsunadehime is not Kurama Yakumo, although she is a melee medical ninja and is not known for her ranged attacks. But that doesn't mean she can't use it. On the contrary, Tsunadehime also has her own ultimate move in terms of long-range attacks. This ultimate move is neither ninjutsu nor demonic illusion, but an ordinary throwing technique. However, when this ordinary throwing technique was blessed with strange power, it could no longer be called ordinary. Aiming, shooting, doesn't require any special skills. For Tsunade, that's all superfluous. Uchiha's shuriken throwing method, and the Shadow Windmill's blade attack, all of which are not needed. What this princess needs is to shoot this thing out. That's all. The 2 slender fingers turned and suddenly fired, and a black light like a muffled thunder flashed across the wings. Shot in the air, Senju Tsunade taunted himself and folded his blonde hair. It's been useless for more than 30 years, some hands are born. 30 years. What crazy things did she say? No, Everything she said was true. Mr. Guy. Tenten turned her head in disbelief. She was really frightened by relying on ninja tools to make her life. Might Guy looked at the horrified appearance of the female apprentice and sighed deeply. It's been more than 30 years. Kakashi and I graduated from the ninja school early because of the war when we were young, and we were fortunate enough to witness the same scene. At that time, Master Tsunade once used the Wind Demon Shuriken to kill more than 10 enemy village ninjas, which is called a miracle on the battlefield. Quote. One hit more than 10. Yeah, there are 3 Jonins in it. Might Guy stared at the sea with infinite sadness, secretly hating the old immortals in the village. Tenten was completely speechless, and Kurenai Yuhi, who had also experienced that era, patted her on the shoulder and comforted her gently. Don't be too shocked, after all, it's Lord Tsunade, the strongest female ninja in the legend. Some are also normal. Interesting academy. One shot of the shuriken was fruitless, and the second shot was turned around at will. The second helper soul flying in the air was about to be frightened away. The woman below and Orochimaru were 2 completely different types. He is not afraid of Orochimaru, that is because Orochimaru has a short version, reincarnated many times with a weak soul, and most of the forbidden techniques used tend to be tricky, and they are all evil things. With Sharingan as the basis, there is nothing to be afraid of. Senju Tsunade is different. This crazy woman definitely cast the wrong gender. She should be a man who can be called a god of war by the world. There are absolutely no tricks, just straightforward recklessness. No matter what you change, I will kill the enemy with one move. Fighting with such a woman, Urzuzi really had no idea. One trick, eating all over the sky, stealing a glance at the missing bone spur on the shoulder of the wing. Sasuke knew in his heart that the shuriken shot just now was definitely not wrong as Tsunade said, but a warning, a kind of silent warn. Been cowardly. 10 fingers clenched together into fists, and a rage of grief and anger welled up in my heart. Why does she underestimate me? Why is she? With his head in the horns, he stared at Sharingan, and the second assistant shivered and pulled out the sharp blade. Tsunadeheim's smiling face immediately lost its temperature. The little devil of the Uchiha family, don't take my advice as connivance. Because of my grandfather's relationship, this princess gave you a chance. If you don't cherish it, I will take your life with the next blow. The 2-fingered shuriken clenched tightly, and Senju Tsunade stepped back and turned it into a windmill. She's going to play for real. Might Guy shouted to his apprentice, Tenten, see clearly, even if you can't reach this height, you must understand that throwing ninja tools doesn't have to be varied, sometimes it's more beneficial to go straight. I got to know Mr. Guy. 2 big watery eyes stared into the distance without blinking. Tenten grabbed the front of his shirt with both hands. That crazy woman is about to start. That kid is an idiot. Wife, come out and see God. Is your God a woman? He is transgender. Accumulating to the extreme, suddenly let go, and with Tsunadeheim's coquettish scream, Ursuke flew out in an instant. He flies high, he flies far, and he flies reminds me of a song. The name of that song is I Am a Little Bird. What a terrifying blow. Can't see the trajectory at all. Is this the power of the legendary Sannin? A common wind demon shuriken can actually achieve such a terrifying effect. Thinking back to the previous scene, Tenten found one thing horribly. Mr. Guy, do we hear the sound first or the image first? Shock. Shocked to death. Startle. Terrible. Tenten blurted out a word, and the 4 outer circles suddenly fell silent. A blow that breaks the sound barrier does not give a chance to react at all. Sharingan. Uchiha's orphan, whose internal organs and 6 abdomens seemed to burst, found that in the face of absolute speed, his eyes were a joke. What if you found out? The body is completely unable to keep up with the rhythm of the reaction, and even the brain is not in a hurry to issue commands. I saw it, but I didn't react when I saw it. The moment I saw it, I was hit by the shuriken and flew away. If he hadn't subconsciously shifted his position, he would have lost his life just this moment. But right now it's no better than dying. Kimimaro, do we still fight? Waved his hand to stop Enko Tamari from wanting to step forward. Liamong took out a kiba sign and put it at the corner of his mouth. Kimimaro was silent. Orochimaru's will was higher than his life, but he wouldn't do a fight without hope. Kimimaro will not give up whenever there is a chance. But is there any hope? Facing the boy who had been with him for a while, Kimimaro frowned in confusion. Gust of wind blew, and Uzumaki Karen's seal came to an end. Senior, why do I suddenly feel that something is not right? Ah-Fei, who was wielding space ninjutsu, stopped at his feet, surprisingly no giggles. Deidara gave him a stern look. Shut up and find an exit. I think we should go backwards. Idiot, can you go back out? Asshole. Ah-Fei blinked. Aren't we going out along the asshole? Ah-Fei. 2. Go shit. The cloud's status of seeking monthly pass has recovered a lot. Brothers and sisters, with the support of the ticket, please leave a message if you have any comments. Thank you for the cloud first, and there are updates. Text Chapter 196_ A war caused by a pair of smelly shoes. Finally finished. Interesting academy. With the last struggle of the three tales to no avail, Uzumaki Karen put it into the shark killie pot, and the tall building-like beast shrank and got into the mouth of the bottle at a speed visible to the naked eye. In this seal, the most conspicuous thing is not the bottle of the ancient servant with a blue background and a white pattern, but the girl holding the bottle. Why was the Uzumaki family destroyed? This alone can give a glimpse of the leopard, and see the whole mountain from a single leaf. Oh, our people's Jinchuriki column force is always going crazy. Why is your people's Jinchuriki column force like nothing? We seal the tailed beast, and we have to pay for it with life in exchange for blood. We can't solve it without moving 1,800 people at a time. When you get there, it will be finished by one person. There is no heavenly reason for this. Jealousy, Teoshin's jealousy. What to do if jealousy is extreme? Kill it. Sokal, the big and small hidden villages headed by the four major countries gathered together, betrayed behind the back of the high-level Konoha, and joined forces to destroy the country of the vortex. Kun-sun's turn, 3 times and beheaded. In the eyes of ambitious people, everything is fake, and everything can be sold. The Senju family, the Uchiha family, and the Uzumaki nation all suffered bad luck. Seeing his little apprentice dancing and cheering, Senjutsune's eyes became wet. In a trance, he seemed to see his long-dead mother-in-law. Master, how about Master? Karen is very interested. I'm the best. If anyone dares to bully me in the future, I will enlarge the monster to bite him and kill him. Bring the bottle. He stretched out his hand with a dark face, really wanting to beat this stinky little girl to death with a fist. If you want to enlarge the monster to bite me, do you think you are Ultraman? Even if you are Ultraman, I will let you go to hell. Master, he bullied me. Bullying your sister. He grabbed the shark killer pot and weighed it up and down. Liamong felt that the bottle didn't sink much. What a miraculous thing, sealing such a big monster, there is no change. Well, go back and do some research. Seeing Liamong put away the shark Madaka pot, the fish watching from afar were all stunned. Done. The boss was really caught by humans. Who among you are going to rescue the boss? I have a stomach ache. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. My stomach hurts too. I'm Lacey. You all learn what I do, and if you have this skill, hurry up and find a way to save the boss. If you think about it, I'm stupid. Well, I am stupid too. You don't want to be a big brother anymore. I haven't been a big brother for many years, not less than the last few days. Read it. Read it. After that. What to do in the future. Flicking his tail to leave this sad sea, the former eldest fish opened Poluo's throat and swam to the horizon. In the shark Madaka pot, feeling the power of restraint from the surrounding space, Ah-Fei Sparta made a jacket. Deidara, who had walked all the way, looked back and said furiously, if you don't hurry up, you bastard, if you can't find an exit, I'll kill you. Then you can kill me. We can't get out anyway. What do you mean? Didera's face sank when she heard Afei's words. Literally. Afei, please explain to me clearly. If you can't get out, you can't get out. We're sealed. What? How could we be sealed? Didera ran up to the collar in 3 and 2 steps, and Didera's eyes widened. Once again, Faye felt the imprisoned space around him, and Faye wanted to die. Didera pouted and threw him to the ground. What should we do now? How could we be sealed? It's not that we are the 3 tails that they sealed, we are innocent. Afei cried and cried, tears flowed from his eyes, and he was so angry that he was a little white face. Didera is sad and angry. Senior, why don't we play cards? Anyway, if you are idle, you will be idle. Kabuto's clothes was drawn out, and Afei skillfully shuffled the cards, and the poker cards with horizontal stripes on the bottom of the golden flower Yuhi staggered back and forth. Didera pinched her waist and looked at Afei, then looked at the playing cards in Afei's hand, and nodded her head twice. Just when Afei thought he would agree, the bomb man ran wild. Afei. 2. You die for me. Play cards, I'll let you play cards, I'll play a ghost card, I have to kill you today. Raising her fists and feet, Didera punched and kicked Kiba's teeth. Afei, who took several hits, got up and ran when he saw that the situation was not good. Didera, who kicked the air with 1 kick, was angry. Stop for me. Afei, stop for me, do you hear me? Senior, I have bad ears recently, so I can't hear. I went to you to pick up a Peter, but you can still answer if I didn't hear you. I call this special induction. Good. I call you special induction, right. Trembling and turning twice, Didera, who couldn't find the attacking item, rolled up her cuffs and rubbed her nose. She tucked her robe into the waistband of her pants, took off her leather shoes, and rushed up. Afei, who was fleeing, turned his head to look, and his face turned green at that time. Afei looked at Didera like he was looking at Dallas, and what was going to happen next would be a chase. Senior, I was wrong. It doesn't stop when it's wrong. I'll stop when you put your shoes on. You stop and I'll wear it again, and I promise you, I won't slap you with your shoes. Senior, are you serious? Afei took 2 steps slower. Didera, who rushed up, kicked up the soles of his shoes and beat him up. Afei was in Sparta at the time, crying and shouting. Senior, you are shameless, your words don't count. Oh, don't fight, I was wrong, I know I was wrong. What's wrong with you? Didera grabbed the sole of her stinky shoe and bit Kiba. Afei shuddered. I shouldn't run. What else? I shouldn't have made you angry. Also. And I shouldn't have listened to your nonsense. Afei. 2. You die for me. With all his strength, he swung the leather shoes, and when Afei Deng saw that the leather shoes had taken off his hands, he threw them out, grabbing the shoes in his hands like a wicked dog. Didera gasped and huffed, pointed at him and said, Bring me the shoes. Senior, I'll give you the shoes, you can't smoke me again. Bring your shoes here first. You promise first. Okay, I promise, I'll guarantee you a big certificate. Didera bit Kiba fiercely, thinking that Faye, you are a small tofu seller, and I won't wait for a while. Afei, what are you doing? Give me back the shoes. Ask for a monthly pass, we'll see if it can start at 9 o'clock tomorrow. I overslept this morning. Text chapter 197 _ strong on the outside or weak on the inside. Haha, back to you and let you hit me. I'm not stupid. Rely on your sister, brother Faye won't play with you anymore, let's spread the oil, it's white, it's you. He waved his hand vigorously and picked up the stinky shoes to run. Hearing the exasperated shouts coming from behind, Afei rubbed his nose proudly. Fighting with my brother, selling tofu, and walking to the mainland with bare feet. Walk around. What a taste. Taking a hand on his nose and taking a look in front of him, Ah-Fei's face was green with his chest pressed against his back. Senior Didera, this shoe is too bad for him, I blah 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 blah. A series of spit out and rubbed it hard. Ah-Fei threw the shoe with a flick of his hand. The stinky leather shoes that were spinning turned over and fell to the ground, and a stream of water happened to be rolled in. Didera, who was chasing behind, opened her mouth wide, trying to find her shoes again. Ah-Fei, my life will never end with you. Ah, senior, I didn't do it on purpose, I really didn't do it on purpose. Listen to my explanation, this is all an accident, it's really an accident, it can't blame me for this. Well, I don't blame you at all, I can't beat you to death. Ah-Fei, stop, do you hear me? She lost her left shoe, so she simply took off her right shoe, and Didera chased after her with her big feet bare. He chased after him, and Ah-Fei ran in front, dancing and dancing, with two long sleeves that were singing as if they were about to surrender. Didera who couldn't catch up with her, the anger of the heart was affected, the spleen suffered, and the feet were smashed. Ah-Fei, you wait for me. Hey168.com. After repeated pursuits to no avail, Didera threw the stinky shoes in her hands to the ground, and Didera, who was full of anger, was panting. The sun was shining, and the drooping Meng that put away the shark Madaka pot scratched his head, and said goodbye to Kimimaro, who was full of hesitation. Brother bye-bye, go back and tell Uncle Snake, I'll keep this stuff first. I will report the truth to your lord. She took a deep look at Liamong and flew high, Kimimaro circling to catch Sasuke, who was about to slide to the sea. Ursuka's in a bad state, and half of his wings are drooping. Just like the defeated rooster, the frost shriveled up like an eggplant. Sister Tsunade, I didn't expect you to have such a hand. Liamong raised his thumb in admiration. Tell me, what else would you do? Really want to know? Lu Meng nodded his head vigorously. Tsunade smiled, want to know the simplicity. What do you mean? The slender fingers rubbed back and forth, and the black lines on the forehead were full of flowing Meng, and he opened his mouth. Give me the money. Tsunade blinked as if looking at an idiot. If you want to lie about this princess, but don't give this princess any money, are you a fool to be this princess? Depend on. A middle finger was compared high. Liamong turned around and left. This woman is in the eyes of money, and there is no way to save it, and it's really hopeless. Hey, stinky boy, don't go. 5 million, the princess will tell you, this is exclusive news. 5 million, go for it, you don't have 50,000. Without looking back to the airship that fell from the sky, Liamong was unwilling to agree to this woman who saw money. The airship was raised, and the two groups of forces standing on the shore were silent. Yakushi Kabuto, what are you going to do next? Yuhi Lien hugged the weakened Yukimaru and turned halfway with murderous intent. The super spy put up a forefinger and pushed the frame, looking at Kimimaro and Sasuke who came back with a smile. Mission failed, we should go back. 3 tails. Our main goal is to prevent Akatsuki from getting the tailed beast. It doesn't matter if we get the 3 tailed beasts or not. Now the result has reached the request of Orochimaru-sama, we should. You can't go anywhere. Jumping down from the airship and returning to the main formation, Shino and Kiba rushed forward with the team. Uchiha Sasuke, let's capture it. Naruto and Sakura are still waiting for you to go back. They are still such idiots. Inuzuka Kiba, I have already gone my own way, don't come and bother me again. Otherwise, I will kill you. Too many fetters will only make you feel confused. The stronger your thoughts, the more you will dilute the most precious feelings in your heart. Eagles soaring in the sky will never form a group. Put away your ridiculous friendship, the road to the strong is destined to be lonely. Quote. Uchiha Sasuke. Do you want to do it? Hearing Inuzuka Kiba's unkind tone, Urzuzi Yi swept through the crowd. Kurama Yakumo, who was hiding behind, made his move. 5 senses domination, first sense visual deprivation. unimaginable abilities through the strongest demonic illusion blood. Kurama Yakumo didn't make a move, and as soon as he made a move, it was like thunder. It's that little girl, stop her quickly. My Sharingan. Nemesis met Nemesis, the last time it could be said to be negligent, but this time it was a complete loss. Sharingan's so-called demonic illusion bounced back in front of Kekkei Genkei of the Kurama family, like a child swinging a knife at an adult. Sasuke, who was black in front of him, panicked. Why can't I see Sharingan? How can something go wrong with Sharingan? Calm down. With a hand on his shoulder, he couldn't restrain his inner fear. Urzuzi's inner world was actually not strong at all. This is a rat who can resist a knife's nest. Has a proud talent, but no proud heart. Losing the ability to be proud, he immediately became a cowardly beggar. Leaving the family, leaving Sharingan, he will be nothing. Calm down, Sasuke. Kimamaro's body collapsed and opened the spell, and he sensed the surroundings through energy. The second assistant, who struggled several times, gave up, and the rumbling in his head was full of thunder. Why did Sharingan also lose its effect, and why is this? You don't have the heart of a strong man, and you are destined to not be able to control your own destiny. The assertion that Liamong once made echoed again, and the second assistant ripped his neck frantically. No, Sharingan is invincible, Uchiha is invincible, your ridiculous tricks are child's play in front of these cursed eyes, it's just child's play. Open to me. Ask for a monthly pass, is the first update today, and Union will strive for it to be earlier tomorrow. With the support of the brothers and sisters, Union will thank you again and again, and let's work together. Text Chapter 198-Hidden Secrets. 5 Senses Domination, Second Sense Auditory Deprivation. Yakumo did a good job. In this way, Uchiha Sasuke was arrested successfully. Interesting academy. Guy. Kurenai Yuhi. We go. The two leading Jonin jumped out one after another, and the only remaining Anbu of Ligyu turned into a breeze. Uchiha Sasuke before leaving. Catch him. Betrayer, I take your life. The figure that emerged from behind quietly stabbed the neck with a kunai. Kurenai Yuhi stabbed Yakushi Kabuto's throat with a knife. The super spy pushed his glasses as if nothing had happened, and turned into dust in the crackle like broken glass. Fake. Suddenly turning his head to look around, Guy, who found the situation, also broke the second assistant into pieces. Fake, all fake. Pieces of star crumbs dissipated with the wind, bits and pieces. Yin Yuhi's color is like a dream. Neji Byakugan. He pinched his fingerprints with both hands and widened his eyes. Hyuganeji's eyes were astringent and fell down. What's the matter? Seeing his apprentice fall, Might Guy was stunned. It's light, very strong light. No, it should be an enchantment. Find out so soon. The little handsome guy has his own interests. Who is talking? Giggle, are you looking for me? Konoha Cyclone. The suddenly protruding legs were twisted into a twist and thrown behind him, and the weak Might Guy was so strong that his waist flashed off. It's fake again. The shattered stardust fell bit by bit, and another figure came out not far away. What an impulsive old man. He is as young as a child even though he is not too young. Is this the Konoha ninja? Ha ha ha, this is youth. A young man will never grow old. Look at my strong physique. Look at my heroic character. I am Konoha's immortal blue beast, Might Guy, known as Might. Yes. Girl, light up your weapons. Ah. This guy. I cannot stand it anymore. Why does he want to live in the world? The big thumb was raised, the big board kiba was shining, and Might Guy, who was dancing nunchaku, pursed his big lips and took small steps, trembling like a stroke patient. The watermelon head, the fluttering eyebrows, and the compass eyes sparkled like 2 electric light bulbs, and it was a poor cry. Neji, knock me out, I'm sick. Tenten, you have to be strong. Inazuka Kiba. Don't call me, I can't hold back. Stomach was sore, his brain was swollen, and his internal organs were choking. Kanahan Xiaoqiang covered his vomited mouth. Directly opposite, Yuhi Lien stood on the spot as if he had been stunned, and the disgusting clone vomited, "Wow. Guy. Do what? I want to shoot you to death, really. God, Yuhi, don't you appreciate a man full of youthful energy like me?" Might Guy with tears in his eyes compared to a toned look, puffed up his biceps and stared, "Could it be that you like Kakashi too? The guy in the panties, this is so sad. I always thought a beautiful ninja like you was different. Now it seems that all women are the same." Quote. The snot and tears, the tears flowed into the ocean, the blue beast screamed. The collapsed Kurenai Yuhi's pretty face turned white and the corners of his eyes twitched. At that time, he wanted to take out a wolf kiba stick and kill him. How many years does it take for something like this to be born? Look at his nose, his eyes, and his brains. What God thought, he beat him out, it's not a thing. Lee, are you handsome for your teacher? Handsome. Cricket. Lee, are you fierce for your teacher? Fight. Oh, kick. Then you tell Wei Shi, why can't a good man like Wei Shi, who is handsome and energetic, not attract women? Me, I don't know either. You don't know. Didn't you say that you are handsome and fierce as a teacher? Why don't you know when you look back? Little Lee. 10-10. Neji. You son of a bitch, aren't you cheating as a teacher? I don't. No, why don't women like being a teacher? Might Guy wiped his tears. I want to be my teacher after graduating from ninja school at the age of 7, upgrading to Chunin at the age of 7, and Jonin at the age of C, second B, second A, second S level task, and also the most famous man in the village. But why do women like old men like Kakashi? The more Might Guy spoke, the more excited he became, and the more he spoke, the more angry he became, his round eyes spitting out fire. 10-10, tell me, what is it about Kakashi's all brand old cucumber that turns one eye off? Kakashi, sensei is very mysterious. 10-10 bit his fingertips weakly. Might Guy Spartan, just this. 10-10 nodded timidly. After getting a positive answer, the blue beast with its nostrils and eyes spit out fire twice, then pulled off a piece of sleeves to cover its face. Is the teacher mysterious now? I want to throw up. High speed. There is no way. Is this guy sick? The eyebrows, which were already thick to death, were blocked with black scarves. Oh shit, this is not going to be alive. The day is dark and the night is dark, because the night is ash. It doesn't matter if Might Guy's face is covered with a black towel, and his whole person is full of a dense atmosphere. Inazuka Kiba couldn't take it anymore. Shino, let's kill him with a knife, shall we? Okay. Aburame Shino answered succinctly, and turned back to do it more succinctly. It's a pity that before he could let the bugs out, someone took the lead. It was a giant spiky crystal, a miracle on earth hanging high in the sky. Bright, dreamy, gorgeous. Crystal escape Ikey bright. The focused light that fell from the sky shot through the soles of his feet, and Might Guy, who was almost cut into mutton, raised his head sharply. Will she succeed? Sister Yuhi Lien has a lot of interests, you have to trust her. Yukimaru, do you trust Yuhiren so much? Of course, Sister Yuhi Lien is a good person. Haha Yinxiao looked at the little doll whose boss was dissatisfied, and Yakushi Kabuto farted. Then you can continue to trust her. What does this guy mean? Young to hear it, Sasuke Kimimaro was not an idiot, and Mudman Wutu pricked up his ears. In the sky, Yuhi Lien started again. Today's second update of Ask for a Monthly Pass. Union will work hard on Kiba, and strive for 3 more chapters. Brothers and sisters, work hard and work hard together. Text Chapter 199_Amazing Discovery and the Legend of Neji. Jing Dun, one of the strangest Kekkei Genkei in the Hokage world. Interesting Academy said that he was peculiar rather than powerful, because the user of this thing did not develop it to the extreme. Speaking of 1,000 to 10,000, Kekkei Genkei is still famous because of people, not people because of Kekkei Genkei. This is like Senju Hashirama's S. Mokuden, wood style Uchiha Madara, S. Sharingan. In addition to them, how many latecomers can be compared? Sharingan is fortunate to say, no matter how there is Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha fights for the name on behalf of the soil. Mokuden, wood style, is simply extinct, not to mention the semi-disabled people like Yamato Tianzang. Compared with Senju Hashirama, it is simply the difference between clouds and mud. Yuhirin, S. Keke Genkai is strong, but unfortunately she can't reach that height herself. But even without the talent of Senju Hashirama Uchiha Madara, she has caused trouble for the Konoha ninja, and not a small one, but a big one. We are surrounded by a barrier. Anbu, who was born in the ceiling class, deserves to be a master of bricks who specialize in this kind of thing, and hit the idea with a brick. Kurenai Yuhi. Might Guy. The two leading jonin have stepped up their caution. What it means to be surrounded by a barrier, a fool can understand the benefits. Neji's eyes were injured just now. Based on Byakugan's observation range, this barrier is very large. 1 kilometer, Mr. Guy, this barrier is at least 1 kilometer in diameter. Eyes, Hyuga Neji delivered shocking news. 1 kilometer. Although there has been speculation, Might Guy is still shocked when it is confirmed. To be able to arrange such a wide range of enchantments in a short period of time, how terrifying the strength of the caster is. Crystal Escape Ikibright. S-rank ninja that barely consumed much was shot again. Kurenai Yuhi's body shattered into charcoal in the blink of an eye, and a portion of the stand where he was standing was turned into fly ash. What a terrifying ability. Can it be fired continuously? If you get shot you will die. After 2 consecutive sneak attacks on Jonin to no avail, Yuhi Lien turned her attention to the others, and stared at Kurama Yakumo for a moment. Since the 2 big troubles can't be solved, let's solve this little trouble. Yakumo rewind. Dripping with blood, suddenly opened his eyes, and Hyuga Neji picked up Kurama Yakumo and jumped out. Almost as soon as they left, a laser beam pierced through the afterimage. You still don't let go. The sickly pretty face was stained with Yuhi, and Kurama Yakumo looked away. Hyuga Neji, who had reacted, quickly released his hands, and the people behind him and those he didn't deal with covered their stomachs. Inuzuka Kiba grabbed Akamaru's ears tightly, buried his head in the dog's hair, and smirked in an extremely imageless manner. Poor Akamaru screamed and bounced back and forth, and his ears were almost pulled off. Hyuga Neji, you have a few days too. What happened to Neji? And to know why he turned his eyes and followed Inuzuka Kiba's trembling hand, Tenten turned into Yuhi at a speed visible to the naked eye, communicating with Yuhi and Yuhi. Little Lee jumped up in an instant. Neji, your butt is showing. But a small wind hit his arm, which was slightly cold and tingling, and Hyuga Neji, who slowly turned his head, was sluggish. Wow, haha, let's see how you fight with me in the future. Shino is the eldest young master of the Hyuga family's ass white. White. Shino is the eldest young master of the Hyuga family's ass bright. Bright. What does young master Neji look like? The big white butt is bald and bright. Aburame Shino, Inuzuka Kiba. I'm going to kill you. Hyuga Neji stepped forward with fire-breathing eyes and stopped immediately. He can't stop, his buttocks are exposed to the wind, and his buttocks hurt. The hem of the clothes was shot by a series of light before, although not really next to each other, but in the end it destroyed half of the pants. It's okay not to move, the crotch is full of wind. Master Neji, you have to clamp down, don't reveal everything that shouldn't be revealed for a while. Inuzuka Kiba. Ah, what did you ask me to do? Kiba grinned and shook his head. Inuzuka Kiba proudly rolled over from the dog, deliberately squatted on the ground and looked at it. His face was pressed hard against the ground, and he showed an expression of sudden realization for a long time. I said, why can't you see it on the back of the red pill? Originally, your small cannon was all lying in the nest. It's wrong, the cannon is small and the hair is thick, so you don't have to be afraid of freezing in winter. Who are you talking about? Are you very big? Inuzuka Kiba pointed in surprise. Do you dare to show it? If you dare to show it, I will admit that you are very big. I sighed in his chest. Hyuga Neji was so angry that his face turned pale. Him holding back like this, Inuzuka Kiba's happy slaps are just 2 slaps. I said you dare not show it. It's obviously very small, but it's very big. Do you think you are a cannon in the world? Is it that rough? Inuzuka Kiba said it was the size of an egg. Hyuga Neji's face turned green at the time. Can people grow that thing? No. Is that rough? Comparing the eggs, I signed with Kiba. In order to make the metaphor more vivid, Inuzuka Kiba simply picked up a grass stick and shook it. Hyuga Neji's face is no longer green, he is already purple. Inuzuka Kiba. Yes, what are you calling your father to do? I'm going to kill you. Oh, my grandson is really good. He said that he was father, now he is grandfather. Inuzuka Kiba rode on the dog and ran after saying a word. Hyuga Neji bit Kiba clenched his teeth and clenched his fist, neither chasing nor not chasing. Yuhi Lien, who was watching this farce, twitched the corners of her mouth and brutally launched another surprise attack. Might Guy, who had amazing combat intuition, found the problem. Pay attention to the direction of the cone. Whoever it is aimed at, whoever runs, don't hesitate. What did you find? That woman is using the sun. Might Guy reminded everyone to pay attention, while holding Kurama Yakumo with the worst mobility behind his back, staring at the midair without blinking. The crystal she made is based on the same principle as the convex lens. It's all about converging the sun's rays into a single attack. Quote. There is such a technique. Kurenai Yuhi fixed his eyes in astonishment, and suddenly had an ominous premonition. Ask for a monthly pass. It was snowing heavily outside to forklift, and I couldn't write it for a long time. But we said that there are still 3 chapters. 3 chapters, and the next 2 chapters, brothers and sisters, look at the performance of the cloud. There must be. Text chapter 200 _ Can a monk still marry a wife? Able to become a jonin in a big country such as Konoha is already qualified to know some secrets. Interesting academy. Kurenai Yuhi is well aware of the terror of attacking with natural energy, and such ninjas have escaped the shackles of cage level to a height beyond imagination. Leaving aside legendary figures such as Senju Hashirama Uchiha Madara, in the ninja world today, there will never be more than 5 fingers who can use this ability. Jiraiya counts as 1, Orochimaru should probably count as 1, Senju Tsunade counts at most half, and the 3 dead Hokages don't even count as half. Using natural energy means that the consumption of chakra is drastically reduced. Although it is not infinite, it is not comparable to ordinary people. Guy, we have to figure out a way not to be consumed by her here. I understand. With ninjas who use natural energy as purely an act of courting death, but then again, Might Guy and Kurenai Yuhi really can't help others. Yuhi Lotus can fly. The one I hate the most in my life is Birdman. Shino, you attack, I cover. Good. A good word spit out the swarm, and Aburame Shino turned black. Inuzuka Kiba rubbed his nose and took out the ration pill and threw it to the genin dog. Beast Ninja Anthropomorphic Ninja. Akamaru, let's go. Innocent. 2 swirling hurricanes flew into the air, and Yuhirin sneered and turned the cone. Crystal Escape Ike Bright. Through the barrier with a diameter of 1 kilometer, the sunlight is concentrated into the crystal barrier, and then lacing out through the sharp cone. Yuhilian, who is both offensive and defensive, is completely invincible. Die for me, naive boy. The pulse-melting S-level ninja technique was fired again without money, and the 2 whirlwinds exploded into filth. Shadow Clone. You found out too late. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. Out of the shadow of Kiba past Kiba and Akamaru, Inuzuka Kiba grinned with fingerprints. Inuzuka Flow Human, Beast Mixed Transformation Technique Double-Headed Wolf. The monster with white hair and 2 heads roaring, the corners of the mouth drooling, turned into a whirlwind. Kiba Wolf Kiba. The blow that pierced the sky slammed into the crystal barrier, and Yuhi Lien, who was still in shock, laughed angrily. What a naive and idiotic brain-dead child, with a good momentum, but can you break it? Forgot to tell you, this crystal barrier once blocked Tailed Beast Bomb, and even Lord Orochimaru's Rashomon did not compare to it. Boy, you are too naive. The two-headed giant wolf that slammed straight into the air seemed to have slammed into the south wall, and stopped sadly in front of the gate of the moat. Konoha Ninja, who knew the benefits of this move, was stunned. Kurenai Yuhi. Might Guy. Ten-Ten's Little Lee and Neji, even Kurama Yakumo, who doesn't know the stakes, also opened his mouth slightly. That crystal can actually be so strong. No, Kiba is in danger. Blast me to crumbs, boy. Enjoy eternal slumber, perish in the blood crystal, and all yours will come to an end. Crystal escaped Crystal Pentagonal Prison. The figure wrapped in the giant cone crystal lightly placed the two-headed wolf transformed by Inuzuka Kiba and Akamaru in the air. The rattling crystals spread from front to back like ice cubes, and it was not a good thing at first glance. Kiba, rewind. Aburame Shino issued a command to attack the crystal as the bad insects hovered in the sky. Countless swarms faced the massive crystals, and each Kiba grinned and rushed up. With the crackling sound in her ears, Yuhi Lien smiled, with a very disdainful smile. Give me death. With just a wave of his hand, the swarm of insects in the sky changed its color, from a black swarm to a sea of yin Yuhi. Kurenai Yuhi Might Guy was so shocked, he couldn't believe it. What kind of weird ability is this? Powerful. Fear. Magnificent. Like a dreamy crystal, Yao spent every eyeball that looked directly at it. It started to rain in the sky, and the swarm of yin Yuhi-colored insects fell to the ground like a rain of plantains, smashing into dust. Kiba, how are you? I'm fine. Shaking his head to release his transformation, Inuzuka Kiba's big head lit up from the smoke. Aburame Shino pushed the sunglasses, and the whole person was shivering. Inuzuka Kiba looked very puzzled. What's wrong with you? You. What's wrong with me? Kiba, your hair. Ten-Ten nodded his forehead kindly, and Inuzuka Kiba, who raised his hand to touch, was stunned. Hair, why is my hair missing? Touch, and touch. Inuzuka Kiba, who didn't touch a single strand of hair, collapsed. He code, brother into a bald donkey. Akamaru you. I wanted to find some comfort, but who would have collapsed immediately? When Inuzuka Kiba bowed his head, his whole body became numb. The beloved ninja dog he had raised since he was a child lost his hair, and the hair on his entire head was gone. The poor brother looked at the poor brother, the poor brother looked at the poor brother. Akamaru whimpered and lowered his head, with his two paws on the top of his head, and did not want to raise his head when he said anything. Inuzuka Kiba looked at its sad face, and bit the Kiba pass fiercely. It's nothing special, isn't it, just missing a few hairs? What's the big deal? Without hair, brother is still handsome. Ten-Ten, can a monk marry a wife? It doesn't seem possible. Little Lee, can monks eat meat? It doesn't seem to work either. Hyuga Neji, what do you mean? Are you a monk? No. Not a monk, what do you care about? Inuzuka Kiba choked to death in one sentence. Hyuga Neji closed her mouth. The angry Inuzuka Kiba stared at him for a long time and said 3 good words in a row. Well, Hyuga Neji, you wait for me, this thing is not over. Inuzuka Kiba fought with Neji for a long time on the ground, and Yuhi Lotus in the sky was also ready. Emerald green crystals shot in all directions, and in the blink of an eye, they burst out of the ground and grew into towering green onions, each with a Yuhi heart green. What does she want to do? The rapidly growing crystal seeds blossomed, and Yuhi's light shone into a mirror, clearly reflecting the figures. Look at the crystal mirror that has grown in all directions, and then look at the strange opponent of the evil smile in the sky. Might Guy Kurenai Yuhi swallowed hard. Neji, Little Lee, 10:10, destroy those mirrors. Kiba, Shino, you guys are going to help too. Fast speed. There is still a chapter in, ask for a monthly pass, which may be a little overdue, but there will be no shortage of cloud guarantees.